Attorneys Lerner and Rowe. In a wreck and need a check? Make one call, that's all. 602-977-1900. And always online at lernerandrowe.com. Now time for Calling All Sports with Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B on Fox Sports 10.
Well, the Suns are back home tonight. They got the Toronto Raptors downtown. D-backs, they picked a good day to be off today with this weather in the Valley. And NASCAR has invaded the West Side. Welcome in, Roc and Manuch, Jimmy B, Jax, and Shu. We are out here at Twin Peaks, Glendale, Westgate, and the haulers are here. Capella's just down the street. Must have been 30 haulers out there unloading their trucks. And I don't know what it is with the haulers, but just as a boy growing up, you love trucks, right?
Sure,
you love
always,
trucks.
Always.
And when you see the NASCAR, when they come into town twice a year here, and the haulers and how logoed out the trucks are,
everything.
If it's Discount Tire or whomever it is, and they're there, and then they're pulling out the cars, and it's badass, man. It is truly badass, and I love it. It also brings people in town. I mean, how about this? So I got 4 buddies, my sister's husband and their friends, decided, hey, Roc, we're coming to NASCAR. Can we stay at your place? So about 12:30 in the morning, I get 4 guys coming in, and 2 on the couch, 2 over here, and I'm like, they don't care. And they're grown adults that are fine with sleeping on the couch because it's NASCAR. And they're going to go out there on Saturday, going to go out there on Sunday and have a good time. And, Manuch, you and I used to cover it when we were on a station that carried NASCAR, and we were real big into it. And we had an opportunity to go down to Daytona and cover that with a couple guys, and that was a blast. And then, I was able to sit on the NASCAR MRN radio network. I was on their board, got to go down to Florida and do some really cool stuff with NASCAR. And I never thought I'd ever be in the NASCAR. I mean, growing up, I was not a NASCAR. We had Pocono 500. I was there, 400, 300, whatever it was back then.
Pocono 500.
But it was, okay. But then you move out here, and you have 2 races, and you always get one of the real good races at the end.
Yep.
And it's hard not to get caught up. And, net cards, a left turn, all that other BS that you hear. But it's still it's a fun sport.
It's fun.
But I will say the only part I like is the pregame. Oh, 2 parts. I like pregame. I like the tailgate.
Yeah.
Okay, that's fun. One thing is different. I've been to Charlotte, and in Charlotte they allow you to bring alcohol in.
Yeah.
So you can come in with your cooler. I mean, that's pretty kick ass. But and the second is on restarts. That's the best time, and then I'm done. I mean, because then you sit there and you wait,
right.
Walk around, go get some food, wait for because really, if you watch a lot of NASCAR, it comes down to the last few races.
That's it. Yeah.
That's it.
That's it.
Yeah. It's just all right.
I always watch the first 20 to see if there's any wrecks with everybody jockeying for position at the start, and I watch the last 20 when everybody's racing for the win. That's it.
The thing that was fun about being out there and broadcasting, whether it be from the press box or the infield, that was fun. Friday, infield, they're doing a lot of testing. And the thing that when you're on the field is you don't realize is how fast these guys are going around this track.
Oh, yeah.
Now, they're at 150, 170, 180, even 200, whatever. But till you're down there and you watch these guys test, and even during the race, it's amazing to me. I just kind of like, wow, just the control these drivers have in the pit crews and all that, how everything works in coordination so much. As we had Daryl Garrettson on yesterday, recruiter for the pit crews for Team Penske.
Yep.
All the things they do to get ready for these races is incredible.
I've been fortunate to do a couple ride-alongs. I did one with Rusty Wallace at Daytona.
Oh, cool.
And you're sitting there, and if your window is open, you can literally put your index finger, out the window, and you could touch the wall. That's how close they are.
Wow. You're right.
I have the video. It's up on our website. But it's like, I was losing my what. I mean, I'm like, and I'm like, you're holding, how you're a backseat driver. I'm a backseat driver. Right? If your girlfriend's driving or your friend's driving or whatever, you're holding on. You're like, can I just drive, please? I can't handle that, right? But imagine going 200, 185, whatever it was, and you have no power at all. You're at the mercy of Rusty Wallace, which you got to,
sure.
Rusty Wallace has won a bunch of races, but you're sitting there and you're losing your marbles. I couldn't wait for it to be over.
The thing that I found really interesting, I've been to several tracks. I've gone to Charlotte. I've gone to Daytona. But the one that I would go to, even my
know where you're gonna
advanced
say.
age, Bristol.
Yep, that's the Brickyard.
That is so much fun. Bristol
Crashes.
Man, they are just banging into everybody. It's like Demolition Derby, and it's a small track, and there's nowhere to go, and everybody is just mixing it up. You see fights in the pits. I mean, it's highly entertaining.
Yeah, and I want to correct myself. I said, because for people that are listening, I said Brickyard, and I did not mean Brickyard in Bristol. I was going to jump on and say, hey, Brickyard in Indy is cool too.
Yeah.
They've had some races there.
Do they ever break 100 miles an hour at Bristol?
It's close. If you're out in front on the straightaway, if you really gun it, you might hit it, and then you're right back into your
They're just like
turn.
scrunched around the track.
It is.
It's like the old NFL, the old electric football games back in the day.
Everybody ran into everybody.
Shu and Jax have no clue what we're talking about.
None.
What was that called? The electric football?
Yeah,
or-
electric football. Yeah.
And NFL electric football set. Yeah, I got that bad boy. I got up one morning, Christmas morning, with my sister. We got up at 5. So I saw that, broke it open. Here I am at 5:36 in the morning.
Wow.
I've got that thing going, and my dad comes out and goes, Daniel, it's 6 o'clock in the morning. Hi, Daddy. I Santa left me. I love this. And he goes, okay, let's just wait on that. We reverberated around the entire house.
Oh, yeah. It did.
By the way, on Amazon right now, they have them. The NFL standard electric football game set, $85. If you want the deluxe, is $116.
Wow.
But man, the technology, they look really good now. I mean,
A little different than when we played.
Yeah.
You had the 5 paint blotches with it. You had green, yellow, whatever, and you try to paint your players or put your number on them. That was a blast. And, going a past from the blast there, Jimmy. Only we would think about that, guys, from the noise of it. And then my sisters wanted to play. After about 3 weeks, okay.
Yeah, they're done. Yeah.
Because I got the helmet that year and I got the shoulder pads that year. I was in tall cotton. And the football that year.
There you go.
Suns back home tonight. They got the Toronto Raptors, as I mentioned. Celtics will then visit on Saturday before they head back on the road. Of course, they snapped that 2-game skid the other night in Denver, a big overtime win there. They still sit 6 in the West at 36-26. I'm taking the underdog in this one.
Then Toronto.
I was thinking about this yesterday.
Well,
Driving along,
last time.
hitting every button, listen to everybody, all us talking heads, what we do every day. It's amazing how we inflate one game. Beating Denver, you would have thought everything was okay.
Right.
They beat Denver.
Well,
They
they beat him
beat
shorthanded.
Denver.
Right?
Yeah.
They beat him without.
They've been shorthanded every game this year.
They beat him
I want to
without-
hear that. They've been with 2
Okay.
just about every time.
Nurkic didn't
But-
play in the fourth quarter at all.
Okay,
Cook was
but
out.
teams have nights off.
They do.
Especially in the NBA.
Well,
lots of them.
I
And it just seems like a lot of talking heads just made such a big deal. So where I'm going with this is, if they should lose tonight, does the Denver win still count?
Oh, it's still
to the level that you guys were talking about
Well,
yesterday,
I think
and
that-
everybody else.
to the level that they play to that kind of competition, the world champions, absolutely it counts.
Okay, but if you can't beat the Houstons of the world, you can't beat the Atlantas of the world, you can't beat Toronto. You really think you're going to go far in the playoffs?
I think that's the dilemma they're going to have to face. They got to beat the teams they got to beat, but
you got to beat whoever you
if
play.
they beat Denver in Denver shorthanded, that's big. Now, to your point, they can't downplay that win and cruise and think they can beat a Toronto or any of the other teams to go ahead and at least keep 6, 5, 6, 7 in their crosshairs as far as the playing game. So,
By the way, you think about this playing. NBA's got to be loving it because the teams that are on the fence have all superstars.
They do.
LeBron with the Lakers, Steph with Golden State,
Luka
in Dallas. I mean, they're saying, we were so smart about the play-in. We can have all these superstars playing.
I love
one
the play-in.
game.
I love the play-in tournament. I think it's terrific, and it brings a whole different dynamic. Look, the Lakers were in the play-in tournament last year and ran the table. They didn't lose until they got beat by Denver in the Western Conference Finals. So you can be in the play-in tournament and make that run.
Well,
you brought up an interesting point.
Thank you.
Because last night, Golden State destroyed Milwaukee.
My point.
Yeah. I mean, teams
You can
have
lose to
bad
Toronto
nights.
tonight and then beat Boston on
Yeah,
Saturday.
yeah.
And then, they're fine.
Teams have bad nights. Denver had a bad night against
Joker had one of his worst games of the season.
He did. He really did until the fourth quarter.
Yeah.
And then in the fourth quarter, we talked about it yesterday, because they are so talented, meaning Denver, they made a run and got back into the game, tied the game, but lost in OT.
I don't think that the thing the point I make, Rock, is okay. Does it make a difference if they lose half of their next 20 games? Did that mean anything? You would hope it did, because at that point you want to stay at 6 or better, so you're not in the play-in one and done tournament.
I guess it's just what we do for a living. And I was sitting back yesterday listening to sports talk in other markets and this market, and just saying to myself, it's amazing how we explode after one game in the NBA. In the NFL, it's different because you have 6 days between games.
Right, all week.
But in the NBA, it's that next day where all you're talking about is that win over Denver. Mm-hmm. That was it. That was the topic of choice for everybody over and over and over. Now, if they would have lost, it would have been just a small topic. They're expected to lose, but they won. But you got to reiterate how they've been playing out of the gate. And I don't care if you can say they're shorthanded. Every team in the NBA is shorthanded. And the Suns have been playing with 2 out of their 3 majority of their games this year. This is who they are. Let's just be honest. They're going in limping, and they're going to limp through the playoffs. And I hope they can overcome these injuries, but I think it's going to be a hard road.
And the other two is coming off 2 losses in a row. That helped reiterate that, going to Denver on the road, mile high, air, all the above. You could blend it all. It's still a good victory for the Suns to be. It's still a good win.
I never said it's a bad win. There's not such thing. I'm just talking about the reaction that people have, especially in the NBA.
Well,
it's the NBA. I don't know what it is. Even the talk show hosts, if Boston would lose a game, all right, against somebody that they shouldn't lose to, First Take's going to go absolutely bonkers.
They did, because Boston lost on the road at Cleveland, and Donovan Mitchell, their best player, wasn't playing for Cleveland.
And a couple improvements, guys.
You won't remember it from a month from now.
No,
they're coming off
now. It's
they're
already
coming off of 19 turnovers and 22 turnovers consecutively. Only had 9.
Yeah.
Okay, so that was huge. Rebounding was huge. Offensive. So there's a lot of big.
One game.
I get it.
Put a string of. My point is, put a string of 4 of those together.
I agree.
Then you can really blow this thing up.
I would agree. I think they now build off of that. Take care of the Torontos.
Right. But if they don't, what are we talking about tomorrow?
Oh, we're talking about this team is the most inconsistent good team in the National Basketball Association. That's what you're talking about.
Hey, Bet the Game, watch the game, the Sportsbook at Casino Arizona. They got 3 live betting windows, 6 self-service betting kiosks, plus 8 screens displaying all the betting lines. Check it out for yourself. That's in Casino Arizona. So it is Thursday. It means we are broadcasting from one of 5 Valley Twin Peaks locations. Today it's Glendale. So you can take advantage of the 29-degree man-sized drafts now available here at Twin Peaks. And it's packed here. You got NASCAR in town, and they got much to do today when it rains. So let's go to Twin Peaks. Yeah. Why not? So come on out and join us. Sounds of the Day are next, as well as we'll catch up with Matt McConnell from the Yotes, as they got a game tonight. We'll talk about the trade deadline. They had one move today. There may be some more. We'll get you updated on that in the next 20 minutes. Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B, Fox Sports 910.
Tomorrow on the Drive, with free agency just days away, NFL insider Ian Rappaport joins us to tell us which free agents could be at the top of the Cardinals list. Starts at 6:05 on the Drive, Fox Sports 910, and your free iHeartRadio app.
When we make your meal, this is where we start. Traditional old world recipes passed down through generations. But then, we add some modern flair and spice up your Italian dining with contemporary flavor combinations. The result, the perfect fusion of new and old world traditions, and a meal you'll never forget.
Inspired by the comfort and cuisine of a Brooklyn-style pizza parlor, Upper Crust Pizza and Patio Wine Bar is located at the southeast corner of Loop 101 and Cave Creek Road in Phoenix.
There's something that binds us all. The constant hunger to improve. The obsession with every detail. And the reward of a custom fitting taking your game to a whole new level. We're all bound by 2 words said by golfers worldwide. Schedule your fitting at Vans Golf Shops. Find your local store at worldwidegolf.com. Get there.
Wright Toyota, the #1 volume Toyota dealer in the state of Arizona, ensures you a buying experience that will exceed all your expectations. Check it out for yourself. Located just off the 101 on Franklin Wright Boulevard in Scottsdale and online at wrighttoyota.com.
Are you looking for a change in your career path or just looking to get back into the employment market again? Look no further. All City Towing is searching for motivated teammates to join their team. Current openings are in the areas of customer service, tow truck operators, yard management, facilities maintenance, and dispatch. If you're looking for a challenging yet rewarding opportunity, a great benefits program including 401k program with a generous company match, and a company that is a leader in the industry, apply online at allcitytowing.com/careers or call All City's HR department at 480-833-7278. All City Towing is Arizona's largest towing transport vehicle storage provider. Locally owned and invested within the communities they service. If you enjoy helping others by providing great customer service, working as a team, and possess great communication skills, All City is for you. Apply online at allcitytowing.com/careers or call 480-833-7278. That's allcitytowing.com.
Twin Peaks is the best in the game. Here, the scenic views stick around after the sun sets, and your favorite cocktails keep you company long after overtime. Where else can you unwind with bourbon and late-night bites? Only at Twin Peaks, the #1 sports bar.
Tax Talk with Straight Talk.
You give and you give. This tax season, you get with Straight Talk Wireless. You get a reliable 5G network and unlimited data and a Samsung Galaxy A14 included when you buy an extended Silver Unlimited plan. So you can give your janky phone to your kid. Yeah!
Switch to Straight Talk for plans starting as low as $25 a line per month for 4 lines. Find us at straighttalk.com. For network management practices, visit straighttalk.com. Device offer ends 4/14/24. Online only. Family plan discount with 4 lines, all on the Silver Unlimited plan. Taxes and fees apply.
Something bad has happened to Mom.
Streaming March 14th on Peacock.
Joy Delaney, mother 4, has gone missing.
From the author of Big Little Lies and 9 Perfect Strangers.
She will come back.
You think we're this big happy family?
I have a confession.
Starring Oscar nominee Annette Bening, Sam Neill, Jake Lacey, and Allison Brie.
Secrets will poison any family, and what you don't know can hurt you.
Apples Never Fall. Streaming March 14th, only on Peacock.
It's Thursday, and the guys are live at Twin Peaks Glendale, located at 95th Avenue in Glendale.
Your life.
The other day,
More sports, more Jody. The Drive with Jody Ayler, now in morning, 6 to 10 on Fox Sports 910.
The other day, we were talking about the longtime radio voice of Alabama football, Eli Gold, one of the best. Nick Saban goes, then he goes. Well, he didn't take him long, but he landed back on his feet. He accepted a job where he is the television voice of the Gamecocks.
Good for him.
Of Jacksonville State.
Oh,
yeah.
I saw that. The real man, Rock.
He did.
Oh, wow.
He covered football, men's basketball, baseball, and then he's also he is the
Arena League.
Jimmy, why don't you do the show then?
No.
I mean, why do you step on me and let me do my thing? I mean, if you want to drive, you can drive.
He's going to be in Tennessee calling the Arena League games.
Nashville Cats. Thanks, Jimmy.
That's a major steppage 2 segments into the show today on a Thursday, Jimmy D. That's a major steppage.
So annoying.
Jacksonville State. I didn't realize their name, the Gamecocks. I didn't know South Carolina was the Gamecocks.
We were talking about NASCAR being in town, and that's where Twin Peaks in Glendale. And the haulers are just down the street at the Cabela's in the parking lot, showing off all their trucks and cars and things of that sort. But well, go ahead, Jimmy. What story am I doing next? About NASCAR.
I'm done.
The Sports Business Journal.
I got yelled at.
Is reporting NASCAR is considering Dodger Stadium as a home for a race. If you remember, about 3 years ago, they kicked off the season by running the Busch Light Clash at LA Coliseum, the home of USC, and it had some mixed reviews and things of that sort. But NASCAR is now thinking about, you got Ohtani there, Mookie Betts. Let's join the fun of opening day. So they're talking about possibly putting a race in Dodger Stadium.
Inside Chavez Ravine, inside the ballpark?
That is Dodger Stadium.
Well, I mean, you could be outside, do a road course outside. So, I mean, I can't imagine that ballpark's big enough to do. Well, you talk about Bristol. Well, how small that is.
Yeah, did it at the LA Coliseum. What's the difference?
Well,
the Coliseum's
huge.
bigger.
It's huge. I mean,
Bigger.
it's ginormous.
And the reviews this last year that they did it there were awful. People were starting to walk away from it.
I can't imagine the layout inside of Chavez Ravine. I could see at the Coliseum that the way they set it up, you saw that it was tight.
Yeah.
Very, very tight. Hell, they played baseball there when the Dodgers first came out from Brooklyn. They played in the Coliseum, and it was tight. Even I think the porch on the left line was like 200 feet.
Yeah.
Dead center 330. But I don't know. That doesn't. All right. You know what's well.
It would probably be a short track, 2 miles. It'd be something where they can create some kind of cool buzz. And come on, it's the LA market. Second biggest market in the country. Why not? You try it. What do you have to lose?
Your infield's big enough. Where you have enough room for an infield, for a track. I don't know. I just don't see the size-wise. I mean, it'd be interesting to see how they could do it. Everybody has to park outside. The only thing you have on the inside for your inside track.
So longer. The more you go into the report, there's two areas that they're looking at. A short track style, which would be temporary. That would be a circuit built inside the ballpark, and the other would be some type of race around the venue.
Okay.
But they would rather do it inside because seating. I mean, you know how much seating and how much it would cost to put up a road track outside.
Sure.
Parking going to that stadium is so difficult.
It's awful.
It's like you're going to a little neighborhood.
I would think if they set up like, if you think of Formula One in Las Vegas, how much of a nightmare that was. If they did something similar to that, if they did it outside of the stadium and set up the track and put stands in some kind of a road course, I would just be very difficult. I think it'd just be a very difficult scenario to set up.
Hey, our sounds of the day. This was specifically picked out for our New York Jet fan, Chris Schubert. Here's Aaron Rodgers on the Look Into podcast saying he's hopeful he can play 2, 3, or 4 more years.
How can I be my best with my diet today, with my fluid intake? Just everything down to a T to try and get better. And I got back on the practice field late in the season and couldn't get to a top speed sprinting, but really been in a good place rehab-wise from the start and feeling really good. And, again, I'm hopeful I can play 2 or 3 or 4 more years. But you need to have some good fortune there, too.
I think a lot of guys have come off of Achilles. Dan Marino played another, 2 or 3 years. Several guys have come off the Achilles injuries and played 2 or 3, 4 more years. And the guy stays in great shape year-round. But, just interesting how he holds up. And if he works out and diet and conditioning and he can handle the drops and the pressing and pushing off of his throws, there's no telling how much longer he can play.
It cracks me up when he says, I got my fluid intake under control. My diet's good. Hell, I do that just so I can be on the show.
I'm on 3,500 calories a day. I've cut out my carbs, the healing process of what I'm doing right now. I mean, the guy is, he's still a talent.
Absolutely.
Probably won't move as well as he used to, but he's still a talent. The guy still throw the hell out of the ball.
Yeah.
Just a matter what kind of protection you're going to have for him, and then what kind of a receiving core and running back core and all the above to give him, the kind of help he's going to need if he truly wants to stick around. But if they're in the doldrums or getting hammered, that might change his mind after 1 or 2 years.
They have a terrific defense. Their special teams is very good as well. They need to shore up the offensive line, and they have offensive weapons. They got a really good running back in Breece Hall. They've got wide receivers, and the draft is loaded with really good wide receivers this year, and it's loaded with offensive and defensive linemen. So I would think that the Jets should do well in shoring up those areas.
And the other thing, too, that I would think, and they might, not that they'll, okay, Aaron, what would you need from us? What are some of the things you'd like to see? And let them do their job, because seems like he's pretty much involved with some of the conversation about, hey, look, if we had a free agent, a receiver, running back, whatever type of thing, not they're going to consult him for the draft. But I think he's earned the right to have the ability to say, these are some of the things I would like to see that would help this team and help us move forward in the AFC East.
So I'm glad I just heard, Shu say 2 minutes before I asked this question to Manuch, because you're on the clock on this, so don't go crazy. But Mitch Trubisky is back. He's in Buffalo now. He left your team that you root for. He's going to the team that you played for to back up Josh Allen for yet the second time. Are you okay with it? You're pretty bummed that you lost him in Pittsburgh.
No, I think he's the kind of guy that really kind of, I don't know if he just struggled in Pittsburgh for some reason. Of course, everybody struggled with Canada. Pickett did a good job. I think that Mason Rudolph has come in and outplayed him. I think they said, hey, Rudolph's our guy, he's our backup. Unless they go after a Russell Wilson or Justin Fields or whomever. But I think the one thing, he goes back to Buffalo, knows the system. They know what kind of a quarterback he is, and he'll be the backup to Justin Allen. Good move on their part to come back, get a guy that knows that system.
Nice job. That was like 30 seconds.
Thank you. Appreciate
that. Gives me time to talk about G2G protein bars. I've been talking about them. Manuch talks about them. It's not your average stale off the shelf protein bar. And I'm telling you, these are fantastic. I have one every day. They have 8 flavors. My personal favorite is peanut butter banana chocolate. But what makes these bars so delicious is they're fresh, no preservatives, and they're stored in the refrigerator. You can pack one in your lunch, and it's good all day, and you can get some solid protein and healthy fats into your diet. So check it out in the refrigerated section in Costco. That's right, the refrigerated section in Costco, or you go online, g2gbar.com. Well, the trade deadline for the NHL is tomorrow. The Yotes, are they going to move some players? They're starting to. Some things are starting to leak out. We're going to catch up with the play-by-play voice, Matt McConnell, all day, as he will join us next right here on Fox Sports 910. Clear.
Here's what's trending on Fox Sports 910 Phoenix.
The Coyotes skate against the Wild with Karel Vejmelka in goal. Defenseman Troy Stetcher and a 2024 draft pick were traded to the Oilers for 2027 draft compensation. The Suns continue their playoff chase tonight. They will host Toronto. Currently, they are 6th in the West at 10 games over 500. Diamondbacks on the field against the Rangers in today's Cactus League game. Zach Gallen is starting. College basketball, U of A on the road at UCLA. ASU plays USC. I'm Dan Gutowski on Fox Sports 910. Available everywhere on the free iHeartRadio app.
There's something that binds us all. The constant hunger to improve. The obsession with every detail. And the reward of a custom fitting taking your game to a whole new level. We're all bound by 2 words said by golfers worldwide. Schedule your fitting at Vans Golf Shops. Find your local store at worldwidegolf.com. Get there.
Hey, it's Gross. Join me, Bauer, and Jackson every Saturday from 11 to 1 live from the Sportsbook at the CAZ Sports Bar at Casino, Arizona for Take the Points. Powered by the Sportsbook at CAZ Sports Bar.
A homeowner just like you
decides
to fix his roof.
Okay.
He backs up his truck, ties one end of the rope to the bumper and the other to himself.
Smart.
He's working on the backside of the roof until...
What? Wait, no.
Yes, Dad was in tow.
Ooh, was he hurt?
A few bruises and his pride.
Save yourself with State 48 Roofing, offering maintenance, repairs, and replacements. Of course, licensed, insured, and bonded. From residential to commercial. State48roofing.com.
Beat the heat this summer and get covered by Arizona's #1 rated shade experts. Visit thehouseofcanvas.com. House of Canvas, family owned and making shady deals in the Valley for over 40 years. That's thehouseofcanvas.com.
Hey, this is Kelly Cooper. Are you ready for the ultimate sports experience? Look no further than BKD's Backyard Joint. At BKD's, we're not just a sports bar. We're the destination for the best food, drinks, and sports experience in the Valley. Located at the corner of Pecos and McQueen and Chandler, get ready to score big on fun and flavor. Only at BKD's Backyard Joint, where every day is game day. Check us out online at bkdsbackyard.com. That's bkdsbackyard.com.
Thanks for calling Discover. This is Gabby.
Hey, Gabby. It's Jennifer Coolidge. Hi. I'm so glad I reached you at 2 a.m.
Oh, of course. Anyone with a Discover card can call and talk to a real person 24/7. Now, how can I help?
Yeah, I used my Discover card to buy these yellow pleather pajamas, and I'm just not sure I'm pulling them off.
24/7 U.S.-based customer service. It pays to Discover. Limitations apply. Learn more at discover.com/credit card.
Hey, everyone. It's Joe Montana.
Spreading the word about pneumococcal pneumonia, a potentially serious bacterial lung disease that can be life-threatening. If you're 65 or older like me, you're at increased risk. So, what's the game plan? A strong defense. Pneumococcal pneumonia can strike at any time.
He's there.
Any season. So you shouldn't wait to help protect yourself. Talk to your doctor or pharmacist about vaccination today and learn more at knowpneumonia.com. That's KNOW pneumonia.com.
Sponsored by Pfizer.
Just like in basketball, a successful game plan starts with having the right players. The MVP team at Tractor Supply, muscle and heart, sets them apart. So lace up your sneakers and make winning plays by heading to your local Tractor Supply store today.
Your life.
Your life?
Why are we playing Michigan State fight song?
I don't know. It was on the lineup. I put on it
Because our next guest couldn't get into Michigan?
Probably.
Oh,
probably right. That's the only
there's a
thing.
shot.
Ooh.
Yeah, but at least since I've been here, I mean, this year or this season, I think this is the first time we've had Matt McConnell on the program, the voice of the Yotes, for the 23-24 season. Is that accurate?
That would be
Mr.
accurate.
Booker?
Yeah, absolutely.
What's the deal, Matt? What did we do wrong? What's our problem? What do you guys? I mean, I played the Michigan State song for you just because I miss you. What's going on here, buddy?
Well, first of all, that's a wonderful song, and I appreciate it. And by the way, just remember, kids go to Michigan State to play in big-time games, and the kids go to Michigan for the opportunity to play against Michigan State. So let's keep that straight, okay?
Well,
and I don't think I could have gotten into Michigan. I had a 2.4. I had a 2.9 in high school. I mean, there's no chance. You know who got in, though? Bob Heathouse got in.
Really?
He got in. He was,
Wow.
he was a big Wolverine fan before he saw the light.
Oh, jeez. All right, well, it's trade deadline. It's the eve, I should say. Troy Stetcher is out and a 7th-round pick, and to Edmonton for a 4th-round pick in 2027. Do you expect some more, or have there been some more that we haven't seen yet been reported?
Well, I guess you guys didn't get the word, but I got a call from your station manager about 10 minutes ago. You guys have been traded to Winnipeg.
No, I
don't know if you,
I can't think of a worse.
Yeah.
I can't think of a worse place to go in the NHL than Winnipeg. The challenges we've had with Winnipeg and the media there and the fan base when all that crap was going on many, many years ago, as you know very well. You couldn't. No way. I can't go. No.
So, man, am I going to the Blue Bombers? I'm going to the Blue Bombers, and Rock's going to the Jets. Is that what's going on here? I mean,
yeah, that's what they tried to get a 7th or an 8th round pick, but they couldn't get anything for each of you. So I think maybe they got plane tickets or something. I'm not sure, but no, you know what? It's always a weird time, right? It's always. You show up at the rink like this morning. I'm out there at the ice den, and the whole contingency of the media is out there, and you're counting players on the ice to make sure that everybody's out there, and you're wondering what's going to happen. And I don't think it's their last move. Troy Stetcher, I think, was a good depth defenseman for this group, but they were able to. Bill was able to get a 4th rounder, and he gave up a 7th. In the deal as well, but I don't give two hoots about the 7th round pick because the chances are a guy in the 7th round is never going to make it, right? So he did that to maybe get a 4th instead of a 5th, I would think, and he continues to accumulate assets. You got to look at the other guys. Jason Zucker, unrestricted free agent, he's not going to play tonight, trade-related reasons, and it's 50-50 on whether or not they're going to let Matt Dumba play tonight. So. You look to the unrestricted guys first because if you don't unload those guys come, July 1st, you get nothing for them, right? They walk and they can sign elsewhere. So I think they're going to continue to build assets. They're going to try to make deals when they make sense. And there's probably going to be a few more if history serves us.
Hey, Matt, so with Zucker being out, they kept him out of the lineup, obviously, against Chicago as well. Is he maybe your best, if you want to use it this way, your best price point in acquiring a top player or getting a top pick somewhere in the draft? You're not getting a 7th rounder for Zucker.
Yeah, that's interesting because I'm curious to see if they're going to just go draft picks and continue to build the war chest, so to speak, or if they're going to maybe try to bring in players that they think can help the lineup or that can help, down the road. And I say that because if you look at some of the moves that Bill Armstrong has made over the last year or two, I think there's been a point of emphasis to try to acquire players in that age range of 24 to 26. They did it with Jack McBain. They did it with a few other players. They've got a lot of young kids, and they have some veterans as well. But I think that middle age group is an area where they want to continue to build. If you look at what Bill's done in terms of all the draft picks, he's trying to create like a draft pick ladder, right? So he's got 21st, second, and third round picks in the next 3 years, and he continues to try to do that. Like the deal today with Stetcher, that's a 4th round pick, but not until 2027. So he's already looking out. He wants to look out into the future and continue to create that ladder. But from a personal standpoint, kind of a selfish standpoint, it'd be kind of fun to, see if they could acquire a couple of younger players too and bring them in and see what they can do. But yeah, they're working the phones. I hope Bill's got unlimited cell minutes because I hope everybody's got unlimited cell minutes because that's all they're doing. They got the you see them around the rink. That's all they're doing. They got their phones surgically attached to their ears.
Man, don't you think there's got to be some kind of happy medium? I mean, it's kind of like it's like the Groundhog Day over and over. People say it's 6 1/2 dozen the other, what they're trying to do right now. Well, I think 6 1/2's out the door. I mean, for the fans, can't they get some kind of free agency to kind of blend it to it's not just completely in the tank? Now, I mean, the team per se, that's such a downtrodden scenario for the next 3 or 4 years until things come together.
Yeah, I think they've done that a little bit, to be honest. They brought back Nick Bugstad and they signed him to a 2-year deal. They brought in Alex Kerfoot, and he wasn't, strictly a guy that would be flipped at the deadline, at least we don't think, right, because he signed a 2-year deal. So, yeah, there's something about that, but I also think that this is a group that realizes that for long-term success, you got to build through the draft. It's kind of hard to, talk picks, and then those picks usually, over the course of their development take 3 to 4 years to make it to the NHL. I think fans just have to be patient, and they certainly have been patient, but at the same time, I think that middle-aged core is where they're trying to build out, and we'll see what happens. If you look at some of the picks that have paid off already, I think the Dylan Gunther kid is going to be as good as any draft pick that we've had in quite some time. I think Logan Cooley has made some really, really good strides, mainly on the defensive side of things. We know what he can do offensively. He's going to be a really good player, and I think Clayton Keller will continue to grow and bloom. So that's, in drafts, if you get one player, it's average. So one player that makes it. If you get a couple of players out of a draft, that's a really good draft. And I'm talking about players that go on and make an impact. And if you get more than 2, you get 3 or more, that's almost unheard of. And they've actually done that a couple of times over the last 5 to 7 years. So, hopefully they'll continue on it and they'll continue to build the program and continue along the process.
Man, and on the ice, this team was right there in the playoff hunt. We were all excited. We were like, wow, this team is like right there, I think, just barely on the outside looking in, and like, here we go. But then would they lose 18 out of 21, 14 in a row before they won 2 in a row? What happened during that time with that team being on the run and then just kind of falling off the cliff, so to speak?
Yeah, they, in the first half, they had all sorts of confidence, didn't they? And I think one of the turning points was when Connor Ingram got hurt and missed a couple of weeks. I don't think that helped. Karel Vejmelka was trying to get his game going, and it looks like it's back. He's going to play tonight against Minnesota. But I also think too that when you look back at it, the schedule was probably the toughest that they've gone through. And I'm not making excuses because sooner or later you got to play all 82 games. So but it was a string of games against all playoff teams and playoff teams that were pretty high at the time, the likes of Carolina and Winnipeg and Florida, who might be the best team. They might be the team to beat in the East. They've seen a lot of pretty good teams, and then through any slump, you just got to try to build out of it, right? You have good stretches, but they couldn't catch a break. They couldn't get the timely save when they needed it, and then they finally broke through late in the road trip, and then they came home the other night and just completely laid an egg. First game back after a long trip in that. So it'll be interesting to see how they do over the next couple of nights. Minnesota loves to throw everything at the net. They're very, very good on their transition. The Coyotes are going to have to be ready for that. And then tomorrow night, you've got a really good reinvigorated Detroit team coming in here. So I think the next 24 to 48 hours will tell us a lot about how this team is going to adapt down the stretch.
So I have this drinking game that I do when you're watching you guys, and it's all about it's not you though. It's like whatever jacket color that Tyson Nash is wearing. So do you have any insight on what he may be wearing tonight that I could kind of bet my buddy, what it'll be, so I can save myself a couple beers?
The sport coat, the red one that looks like a sofa, he's hardly worn that this year. But the thing is I can't get past the short hair. I know it's we're going on 3 years, right? And then we were talking to him this morning, and he had gone from the mustache and the goatee, and he's going back to that look, and then he realized how gray it was. And he ran out of mascara to cover the gray right, and make it black. So I don't know what's going on there. Like he's kind of a mess right now.
I know. It's like every day. It's like, man, what are you doing? I mean, he's changing his look all the time. But no, hey, in all honesty and sincerity, I love watching you guys. You are entertaining. For a team that's really struggled, you make it at least worth watching every night. So keep up the great work. Thanks for coming on with us today. We always appreciate it.
Oh, anytime. And I'll tell you what, I tell everybody, it's the greatest job in the world if you've never had the ability to play the game.
Yep. Manuch can understand that. See you, Matty. Appreciate it. That's Matt McConnell, the voice, the play-by-play voice for your Arizona Coyotes. Follow him on Twitter and X, Matty Coyotes TV, as tonight it is the Minnesota Wild. This is the second of 3 straight games at Mullet Arena. These two teams, they've split so far this season, and they got one more on the road still, so they'll play 4 times. But good stuff there. Coming up, it's football at 50. We got an update on the Chiefs fan that got frostbite at that January 13th playoff game, plus the Cardinals have made a move, that being the Arizona Cardinals. We'll get into that next right here at Twin Peaks Glendale.
Check this out.
Clear.
Is the Herd. You're excited. I'm excited.
With Colin Cowherd.
This year, more than any year, I would argue, Draymond's even more valuable. Why? Because this Warrior team has 4 very young players. 2 have size. And to beat the Lakers, Denver, or Minnesota in the West, they'll need bigs.
This is the Herd. Tomorrow at 10. Listen to Fox Sports 910 anywhere on our free iHeartRadio app.
This month's fever is here, and it might be time for that vasectomy. Call the experts. Purely Vasectomies. 844-NO-SPERM. 3 Valley locations. That's Purely Vasectomies at 844-NO-SPERM.
Hey, this is Kelly Cooper. Are you ready for the ultimate sports experience? Look no further than BKD's Backyard Joint. At BKD's, we're not just a sports bar. We're the destination for the best food, drinks, and sports experience in the Valley. Located at the corner of Pecos and McQueen and Chandler, get ready to score big on fun and flavor. Only at BKD's Backyard Joint, where every day is game day. Check us out online at bkdsbackyard.com. That's bkdsbackyard.com.
Whether you're looking for a bay window awning over a breakfast nook, a shade sail or structure in your home or business, a retractable awning for your patio, or roll curtains for your screen room, the House of Canvas and Fine Wrought Iron has what you need. Beat the heat this summer and get covered by Arizona's #1 rated shade experts. Visit thehouseofcanvas.com. House of Canvas, family owned and making shady deals in the Valley for over 40 years. That's thehouseofcanvas.com.
Get ready for double the fun on the 101. Introducing the Salt River Rewards Program at Casino Arizona and Talking Stick Resort, the Valley's newest and best. With multiple tiers and endless benefits, we've got something for everyone. Don't miss out on the excitement. Salt River Rewards, the Valley's premier player rewards program, now at Casino Arizona and Talking Stick Resort. 2 properties, 1 amazing club, offering limitless fun on the 101. Discover the best in the Valley at saltriverrewards.com.
Life's a sprint. Meet G2G protein bars. Grab and go fuel for the office, links, and daily grind. Score an 8-pack at Costco or explore flavors at G2Gbar.com. Quick, delicious, power-packed G2G protein bars. Setting your pace.
There's something that binds us all. The constant hunger to improve. The obsession with every detail. And the reward of a custom fitting taking your game to a whole new level. We're all bound by 2 words said by golfers worldwide. Schedule your fitting at Vans Golf Shops. Find your local store at worldwidegolf.com. Get there.
Hey there, it's Mountain Man Jen. It's tournament time. Get ready for buzzer beaters and busted brackets. And to make your tournament more enjoyable, well, Cox Mobile is offering a chance to win a $2,000 gift card to host your own watch party. Cox Mobile, the smart way to mobile. Pay for what you need, from a single gig to unlimited. Go to iHeart.com/Cox Bracket to register for your chance to win. That's at iHeart.com/Cox Bracket to register. No purchase necessary. Must be 18 or older to win. See iHeart.com/Cox Bracket for complete details.
Hey, Joe Montana here. Back in my football days, I knew the importance of a strong defense. Now I'm sharing how you can help defend your health against pneumococcal pneumonia, a bacterial lung disease that can be life-threatening. If you're 65 or older, or 19 or older with certain chronic conditions like diabetes or asthma, you're at increased risk. Talk to your doctor or pharmacist for information and learn more at knowpneumonia.com. KNOW pneumonia.com.
Sponsored by Pfizer.
It's Thursday, and the guys are live at Twin Peaks Glendale, located at 95th Avenue in Glendale.
Let's get ready for football!
It's Football at 50, the latest top football story trending this hour, right here with Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B on Fox Sports 910 and the iHeart Radio app.
Let's start with the Arizona Cardinals as they have tendered exclusive rights on free agent Greg Dortch. The tender will cost the Arizona Cardinals $1.12 million. So the move was expected, and he will likely begin the offseason as the team's starting slot receiver.
It's a good move, solid receiver. I mean, the guy played 17 games. I mean, he's one of the guys that's been pretty much available. Good catch, yards after catch, yards after contact. But I've always liked Greg Dortch. 16 games, excuse me. But he and McBride, Rondell Moore, who played 17 games. How about that?
But we all looked at the video and went, where the hell is he? He was on the field, but nobody ever saw
It's
him.
almost, when Greg Dortch has the ball, he's almost more impactful.
I agree.
Than Rondell Moore is, because yards after contact, runs good routes, catches the football. So that's a good signing. I think that with McBride and the other key will be Marquise Brown. Do they bring him back? I think they should.
They have to.
They have to.
Yeah, that was a bad deal.
He can go out and shop himself and go.
Jeez.
He's going to figure out that, hey, what the Cardinals are offering, what the market is, I think is not going to be what his expectations. So I think they sign him and try to keep that core nucleus together. But Trey McBride, the tight end, is kind of sort of your bell cow as far as the receiving core is concerned.
The Kansas City Chiefs, the fans, they had a hell of a season, right? But was it worth risking their extremities? Because some of them did just that. The Grossman Burn Center in Kansas City has treated dozens of people for frostbite this year. And most of them got it in that Chiefs-Dolphins playoff game on January 13th. Temperature -4 degrees, wind chills -27 at kickoff. It was the 4th coldest game in NFL history, the coldest Chiefs game ever as well. Now around 70% of those frostbite patients are being advised to schedule amputations.
Oh, man.
No, are you serious?
Well, a lot of fingertips.
One guy said he took off his gloves for 5 minutes to put up a tent outside Arrowhead Stadium, and he was one of them.
Well, that's unfortunate. I mean, you think of your extremities, toes, fingers, and you and I, Jimmy, living in you too, Rock, in cold weather. The biggest is your hands.
Wait, time out.
Yeah.
When has Jimmy played in cold weather?
Well, he lived in Buffalo. He broadcast in Buffalo.
Okay. So broadcasting and playing is a little bit different.
I'm sorry.
How could you say that?
I'm my bad, Rock. I'm just sitting there thinking.
Finally, guys, can we mark the tape?
Yeah.
It's the first time right away Manuch apologized for saying something he shouldn't have said.
So from walking from the house to the car, Jimmy
hold on. I got to write this down. Thursday, March 7th, 2024, 1:51:32. Got it. Okay.
We'll listen to it tomorrow at 3:15 on Jackson's Rewind as well. Marking that down.
I lost my mind that Jimmy was actually an athlete that played.
I mean, and then you're like, you too, Rock. I mean, like, no, I never played in that. Maybe in the backyard or on the ice playing hockey in South Jersey in the winter.
You guys, well, not you too much, Jim, but you growing up out there in that backyard, without the
South Jersey didn't get that much.
You get the
cold weather. I mean, we had cold weather, but it wasn't
like
frostbite.
Yeah.
I mean, I think I could always play that when I went to school in Ohio, and I'll go and walk into class. Shoot, if it was cold out, I ain't going to class.
It is, and when you're playing that kind of stuff, at least you're warm. You can stay warm. You can move a little bit. You can't imagine those fans in Buffalo or Kansas City or Green Bay being out there and not, just making sure they're layered up, especially if you take the gloves off, and you're probably going to lose fingertips. Matter of fact, Bart Starr, he got frostbite in that Dallas Ice Bowl.
The Ice Bowl.
He to this day had his fingertips were still kind of raw. He lost feeling in a couple of them, so he was able to throw the ball for another 5 years. But he would show us his fingertips were frostbitten. He was very fortunate. He said that a lot of guys are fortunate that didn't have to have any kind of amputation one way or the other. That to me is like, you hear those stories, and I'm just glad that they taught me how to wrap up and how to stay warm during the game.
Zach Ertz, you may have heard yesterday, heading back to the NFC East. If you missed it, he's going to the Washington Commanders. So he signed a one-year deal worth up to $5 million. Of course, he spent time most recently with the Cardinals, before that with the Philadelphia Eagles. So he stays in the NFC East to face his former team, the Philadelphia Eagles. All right, there's your football at 50 here on Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B, brought to you by Upper Crust Pizza and Wine Patio in Phoenix, as they are a family pizza restaurant. You can dine in, you can take out, and they have a great wine list, a great patio, and they're located at Cave Creek Road in the 101 next to Costco. Check them out, uppercrustwinebar.com. I know Jimmy saw this, but the PGA Tour Enterprises yesterday came out with their 13-member board of directors. Of course, there's a lot of talk about the PGA Tour trying to kind of put together this group to kind of help this tour, get this tour back on track. And they brought, they had Tiger Woods, Patrick Cantlay, Peter Minotti, Adam Scott, Webb Simpson, Jordan Spieth. They also have Fenway Sports Group principal owner John Henry, Falcons owner Arthur Blank, the Mets VIP chair, vice chair, I should say, Andrew Cohen, and then Sam Kennedy, who's the CEO of Fenway Sports. So they got good people on this, and I hope they can make some noise and make sure that they get this thing rolling in the right direction.
Well, they're looking to infuse the PGA even more so.
Yeah, with more capital.
And I wonder if the inclusion on this, the merger still hasn't happened.
No.
They're opposed, so I wonder how their whole thing looks like it's aside from the merger, how they can continue to, because if this doesn't happen, what infusion are they going to have? Well, number one, Tiger Woods is your biggest infusion that's out there that's drawing names.
Well, 3 days ago, LeBron James, Drake, they all invested, and I'm like, oh, really? I mean, I get it. When you have that much money, you got to find stuff to do.
But what
all right, you want to get invested in the PGA? Sure. I've never picked up a club before, but why? It sounds like it'd be fun.
Well,
they got some money to burn. There's $5 million. Yeah, here you go.
Do you cater? So who do they're going to cater outside the golf community? They cater to a brand new crowd, younger crowd. I mean, think of that. I mean, think of the younger demo, the high school through 25, that kind of crowd. How do they get them to get re-enthused or enthused about golf itself? Are they going to create avenues? You're right across the street from the putting scenario they have that Tiger Woods has here, one in Scottsdale. You'll make it fun, or do they add more simulators around the city so they can make it more of a fun night like Top Golf and some of those do to get those kids re-engaged in that? I mean, I think the wave might be if you start losing a lot of your fans or the younger fans that want to just go simulators and not go
Jimmy,
golf.
I think you would agree. I know we got to go to break, but the last few tournaments have been good tournaments, but I don't know a lot of the players.
No,
this week's great. Yeah, Arnold Palmer's awesome.
Yeah, there's no.
I'm actually betting this week. I haven't bet the last few weeks.
Okay.
All right, coming up, we got hour number 2. We're out here at Twin Glendale. We're going to head down to Tucson. Not physically, but we'll get on the horn and catch up with Wildcats radio color analyst Ryan Hansen. Talk about the Cats.
10.
We also have win a $50 man card if you could beat one of the Peaks girls here.
Roc and Manuch with
Clear.
JB has been sponsored by On Air Sports Marketing.
When we make your meal, this is where we start. Traditional old world recipes passed down through generations. But then we add some modern flair and spice up your Italian dining with contemporary flavor combinations. The result, the perfect fusion of new and old world traditions and a meal you'll never forget.
Inspired by the comfort and cuisine of a Brooklyn-style pizza parlor, Upper Crust Pizza and Patio Wine Bar is located at the southeast corner of Loop 101 and Cave Creek Road in Phoenix.
There's something that binds us all. The constant hunger to improve. The obsession with every detail. And the reward of a custom fitting taking your game to a whole new level. We're all bound by 2 words said by golfers worldwide. Schedule your fitting at Vans Golf Shops. Find your local store at worldwidegolf.com. Get there.
The free iHeartRadio app has over 100 commercial-free stations waiting for you right now, like Alternative Rewind, where all rock began. Just search Alternative Rewind and listen now on your free iHeartRadio app.
iHeartRadio.
Free never sounded so good.
CEOs You Should Know gives you an opportunity to learn from some of the top business executives across Arizona. Hey, it's Jody Ayler, and I'm excited to learn, so come join with me by searching CEOs You Should Know Phoenix on your free iHeartRadio app. There's something that binds us all. The constant hunger to improve. The obsession with every detail. And the reward of a custom fitting taking your game to a whole new level. We're all bound by 2 words said by golfers worldwide. Schedule your fitting at Vans Golf Shops. Find your local store at worldwidegolf.com. Get there.
In today's Marketers Report, Kate Cronin, Chief Brand Officer of Moderna, weighs in on the speed of audio production.
In this day and age, and particularly at Moderna, where we have new information coming out on a regular basis, being able to feed that information to the audio format makes being nimble and pivoting easy, and that's what I really like about it.
As the #1 audio company, iHeartMedia gives marketers access to the audiences, influencers, insights, and data you need to grow. If you're a marketer, go to iHeartResults.com.
At Bet365, we don't do ordinary. We believe that every sport should be epic. Every basket, every game, every point, every play. From the moments that are legendary to the ones that fly under the radar. Whether it's a three-pointer at the buzzer to tie the game, or a player goes 2 for 2 at the foul line. Whatever the sport, whatever the moment, it's never ordinary at Bet365. 21 plus only, must be physically located in Arizona. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem and wants help, call 1-800-NEXT-STEP or text NEXT STEP to 53342.
The Herd with Colin Cowherd. Tomorrow from 10 to 1. This is KGME Phoenix, KESC HD3 Phoenix. Listen on the free iHeartRadio app for all your sports talk, podcasts, and music. Free never sounded so good.
It's road games for the Arizona men's hoops teams. Number 5, U of A is at UCLA, and USC will host ASU. The Coyotes skate against the Wild with Karol Vejmelka in goal. Troy Stetcher and a 2024 draft pick was traded to the Oilers for a 2027 draft compensation. The Suns continue their playoff chase. They're home against Toronto. Right now, they are 6th in the West. The Diamondbacks on the field against the Rangers in today's Cactus League game. Zach Gallen on the hill. I'm Dan Gutowski on Fox Sports 910. Available everywhere on the free iHeartRadio app.
This is the Parker & Sons Weather Center. For all your AC, plumbing, and electric needs, call Parker.
You can expect partly cloudy skies throughout your Wednesday, a high of 76. And then tonight, temperatures dropping down into the low 50s. For the Foxton weather experts, I'm Anita Roman.
This report is sponsored by Ski Pro. Ski Pro's end-of-season winter sale is still going strong. Skis, snowboards, boots, winter clothing, and accessories are all on sale. Save up to 60% off on select items. March 8th, 9th, and 10th only. Ski Pro. Don't miss it.
Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B is sponsored by On Air Sports Marketing. It's Thursday, and the guys are live at Twin Peaks Glendale, located at 95th Avenue in Glendale. Time for the top local and national stories of the hour. Powered by the Sportsbook at CAZ Sports Bar in Casino, Arizona. Bet big on your favorite teams and players in an environment that's as exciting as the game you're watching. There's no better place in the Valley to get in on the action. The Sportsbook at CAZ Sports Bar. Now, guys, what's your top story this hour?
All right, locally, it's the Phoenix Suns. They're back home tonight. They got the Toronto Raptors. And then they'll have the Celtics on Saturday, and they're coming off that overtime win over Denver. They sit 6th in the West at 36-26. And I expect tonight, guys, my early prediction that Bradley Beal, and I want Jackson put on this because he knows how to gamble. The other guys,
not so much.
They act like they do. The over-under is 19.5 points for Bradley Beal. And I think he's going to step up. The Raptors the other night, they got lit up by the Pelicans by 139 points. They scored 139 points. You got Devin Booker out. Beal will be the vocal point tonight. He's averaging 18.2 points per game. There have been 6 games already where he's played without Booker, and he has put up 24 points a game. So there you go. No one has to give me a commission. Just put the bet in and just say, Uncle Rock, I gave you a deal.
Now, my question to you is, FanDuel right now is at a 20.5.
Well,
so 20.5?
Yeah, I do. But I took it at 19.5. So I'm sorry, FanDuel.
You're a smart gambler.
I got into this morning. People must have got into my notes and into my drive on Google and said, all right. That's the deal. So, anyway, but just kidding here, Suns. On a national level, the Nuggets and the Celtics are going to play in Dubai this fall. Great. They love expanding the sport.
International, man.
Yeah, man.
Well, look at all the international players that are now playing, too.
Yeah, no, it's great.
Well, Dubai bought that probably. They said, I'll pay you $5 million to come over.
Maybe more.
That's a lot more.
Yeah, a lot more than that.
But, they're like, okay, we're going to buy the Live Golf Tour. We're going to do this. We're going to do that. I'm sure that you think about that. I wonder if the players, they got their contracts. If there's any kind of little bonus or stipulation, hey, guys, we're going to go over here and play, but we're kicking another $50,000 for each one of you guys.
All right, we're Fox Sports 910. We're not affiliated with Fox Sports National, the television side. So what I'm about to report, this is courtesy of Fox Sports.
Okay.
And I'm not in favor of it, but I'm going to report it. They've been experimenting on TV windows, where they should put programming. Today, they have announced a new special package of elite Friday night college football games to broadcast on the network. Primetime matchups from the Big Ten, the Big 12, and the Mountain West conferences. Now, the exact branding of the primetime efforts are still out there. They've said that, but they're expecting some prominent matchups to boost viewership. Their Big Noon Saturday last year averaged 6.7 million viewers. It was up 8% year over year. This is great for the fan that wants to watch their team, but this blows for the home team that's hosting the game for the fan base.
High school football Friday night.
That's obvious, but it's the fan base for the Big 10, Big 12, Mountain West that, I can't go on a Friday night. I can't get my trailer ready and go tailgate. I mean, you look forward to college football Saturdays. Why do we got to freaking continue to change that?
TV.
I understand that, but it's BS. The NCAA, or not the NCAA, but the presidents of these universities need to work out deals. They're going to get the money no matter what. The networks need the content. They need to put their freaking foot down and start having some boundaries on what these networks can do.
And Rock, to that point, I think that the way they look at it is, okay, we're going to have prime time on a Friday night versus competing against the Joneses on Saturday. But I'm like you. I think that Friday nights, and to that point, if people are going to go to the game, they're leaving work. If it's a 7 o'clock kick or 6 o'clock, they probably don't go to the last half of the day on Friday to get to the game to tailgate, to your point. But I just think these guys are chomping at the bit to go, wow, we're going to get Friday night, we're going to get prime time across the nation. Be that as it may, we're going to get our logo and our significance out there on a Friday night versus Saturday versus competing against, the OUs or the Alabamas or this school or that one. I'd be curious to see on a Friday night if they go to the Bamas, a lot of the top 10 type schools.
Big 10, Big 12, Mountain West. Okay. Alabama's not included.
Okay, well,
the FCC is not that stupid.
I would. Yeah, I was going to say, because they're going, wait, we want to make sure we secure our Saturdays. We don't want to go on Friday nights.
And another thing, let's consider these 3 conferences I mentioned. The majority of them, not all of them, majority of them are in cold weather cities.
They are.
So on a Friday night in October, November, man, it's cold.
Yeah.
Whereas a Saturday in October, middle of the afternoon with the sun out, it's a little bit warmer than that.
I just think
it just pisses me off.
And if you're one of those Big 10, Big 10, any of those 3 conferences,
this Big 10, Big 12, and Mountain West.
All right, so any of those conferences are in the top 10. They don't want to, they technically don't want to play. If they're there each and every year on a Friday, they want the traditional Saturday.
You got a short week, all that when it comes to practice.
Here's my question. Is it a schedule, does it say, that will run the entire gamut of college football? In other words, will it be 12 Friday nights or will it be like 6? They didn't say. It could be a shortened schedule as well.
Now, I will say what I'm about to say I think is positive. TNT Sports, they are going to have a new weeknight sports programming block that'll air on True TV. Everyone knows who True TV is because you watch March Madness. Yep. It's going to begin on Monday. It's 6 o'clock Eastern, so it'll be 3 o'clock our time. And it'll be live sports, original sports shows, ancillary sports content. I like that. I wish ESPN had a competitor that would do a Sports Center type show, because you are only watching what ESPN wants you to watch. And I think another network coming in that wants to show some other sports, like, I'm sorry, I don't need to watch women's basketball on ESPN Sports Center with Scott Van Pelt. Doesn't do anything for me. I wish I had an opportunity to go to another channel.
And I think that's the thing that if we're looking at specific areas, True might give that to even more so. And I'm always channel surfing, because if I see that going on ESPN, I'll go here, go to FS1 or wherever, and I'm not getting it. If it's games and I want to see how the other highlights played out, I'd love to see another Sports Center type scenario with True or whomever.
And let's be honest, Sports Center is not the way it used to be with Berman and Patrick, when you just got highlights. That's all you got. Now you got these sit-downs, you have these interviews, and I like the Scott Van Pelt interview after a game. I want more of that.
I like that.
I think that because you get to see some of these players, hear some of these players, but it's the other BS stuff that they do, the soft stuff, that it's the feel-good stuff. There's a place for that, but not at night when you want to see some of the best college basketball games that night, the best NBA games that night. Give us more highlights. And I know you can go online, you can find it. I don't want to do that. I think we are so overwhelmed with streaming services, overwhelmed with content. I think a lot of us want to go back down to the simple in-and-out burger, the single, double, triple. Give it to me easy.
I was complaining yesterday because Manuch and I had a quick conversation about college basketball, and they had the Purdue-Illinois Big Ten game not on one of the major channels. It was on freaking Peacock.
Yeah. Well, that happens a lot. Well, you got to give Peacock credit, because there's people that are signing up for Peacock just to see that game.
I'm well aware of that, but that's the point, though, that it comes right on the heels of your point that you were making. We are so overwhelmed now with all these different streaming things.
It's too much.
It is.
That's why I said I went back to Cox Cable because I wanted simple. I'm sorry, and I think a lot of people, you will agree, that YouTube TV is a pain. All right, and a lot of people that have it, it's cheaper. I get it, and again, this is money too, so I can understand some of the streaming service. But I guarantee you, all 4 of us, 5 of us, we all get together and we say how many streaming services we have. We probably have a lot of them, and we're paying hundreds of dollars a month and not using them.
Exactly. And
last night I went on Amazon Prime for the first time in many months or weeks or whatever, and I did find some stuff because I want to watch the Dynasty, New England Patriots deal. But it was like, all right, I hadn't been on in a long time, and I was paying for it every month, but I'm on Cox every night. I get to see what I want to watch there.
And to that point, if I'm sitting there in my office, I'll go to ESPN, I'll go to CBS Sports Network, I'll go to FS1. I'll go just because I'm looking for highlights. But I'm looking. I don't care. I'm like you. I don't care about. I want to say, okay, I missed this and this. Sure, I can go here and there on my internet, but I want to see what the commentary is about that.
Sure,
how they broke it down, because the commentary with the highlights is something I appreciate.
Sure,
I don't want to see.
But it's too much of the E60 stuff, which I love that show.
It's good stuff.
But I know what I'm tuning in. That's a 60 minutes type of show. I'm going to get 3 sports stories. I love that. There's a place for that. Shap does a greght job. Dad did a better job, many years ago, Dick Shap. But I just think, man, we got to make this more simple.
Here's the thing that really blows my panties up, and that is I'm at a refreshment stand, and this guy next to me is watching a game on his phone.
I say that all the time.
I can't stand that.
Why?
I've
Because
got a big screen TV. I want to watch the game on a big screen TV, not on the phone.
Why is that a big deal? Because the guy is in a sports bar that doesn't have Peacock, so he wants to watch his Illinois-Purdue game. What's the big deal? Why would that even bother you?
Because he's watching on a phone,
so what?
Instead of watching on a TV. I'll never watch on my phone.
You don't have to, but that guy wants to.
You can't watch on
You
your phone.
can watch that here. Yeah, you got a flip phone.
Well, okay.
But there you go. End of story. You go to break. Hey, real quick, as you go to break, Manuch has not cashed in yet with Brock Purdy's success, but everybody else has, as sports drink brand Recover 180 has added him to the lineup as a brand ambassador. So Brock Purdy making some cash. Good for him. Manuch, you still waiting to get paid.
I'm in line. I'm like over here. Matter of fact, he has his Toyota commercial in San Francisco, and I'm sure he'll be doing a national one here pretty soon as well, too.
Hey, up next, a song that was released on this day that I'm sorry to say this, when we play it, you won't be able to get it out of your head. Plus, learning we're one call, that's all right here, Twin Peaks Club.
Tomorrow on The Drive,
Clear.
with free agency just days away, NFL insider Ian Rappaport joins us to tell us which free agents could be at the top of the Cardinals list. Starts at 6:05 on The Drive, Fox Sports 910, and your free iHeartRadio app.
Over the years, Lerner Rowe has helped over 150,000 injured people recover billions of dollars for their injuries and over $1 billion in the last 5 years alone. What does that mean to you when you're looking for an attorney to handle your personal injury case? That means that Lerner Rowe is a law firm that not only has experience, but the proven results to recover money for your injuries. The insurance companies know which attorneys won't put up a fight. When you call us, we call them, and they know they have to pay.
Lerner and Rowe is the way to go. Call 977-1900.
No one does happy hour like Twin Peaks. From tequila cocktails to an extensive bourbon category to top shelf spirits and cocktails served over ice balls in the 29-degree drafts. Stop by any 5 Valley Twin Peaks locations today.
Are you looking for a change in your career path or just looking to get back into the employment market again? Look no further. All City Towing is searching for motivated teammates to join their team. Current openings are in the areas of customer service, tow truck operators, yard management, facilities maintenance, and dispatch. If you're looking for a challenging yet rewarding opportunity, a great benefits program including 401k program with a generous company match, and a company that is a leader in the industry, apply online at allcitytowing.com/careers or call All City's HR department at 480-833-7278. All City Towing is Arizona's largest towing transport vehicle storage provider. Locally owned and invested within the communities they service. If you enjoy helping others by providing great customer service, working as a team, and possess great communication skills, All City is for you. Apply online at allcitytowing.com/careers or call 480-833-7278. That's allcitytowing.com.
Hey, it's Gross. Join me, Bauer,
and Jackson every Saturday from 11 to 1 live from the sports book at the CAZ Sports Bar at Casino Arizona for Take the Points. Powered by the sports book at CAZ Sports Bar.
Hi, this is Kelly Cooper. Picture this. You and your friends or family are gathered around a table, laughing, toasting, and sharing stories. At the Melting Pot, we're not just a restaurant, we're an experience. Are you ready to glow up your next birthday celebration? Look no further than the Melting Pot, where unforgettable moments are created and delicious memories are made. The Melting Pot is your perfect night out, where birthdays become memories that last a lifetime. For reservations, check us out online at meltingpot.com. That's meltingpot.com.
Hey everyone, it's Joe Montana. Spreading the word about pneumococcal pneumonia, a potentially serious bacterial lung disease that can be life-threatening. If you're 65 or older like me, you're at increased risk. So, what's the game plan? A strong defense. Pneumococcal pneumonia can strike at any time in any season, so you shouldn't wait to help protect yourself. Talk to your doctor or pharmacist about vaccination today and learn more at knowpneumonia.com. That's KNOW pneumonia.com.
Sponsored by Pfizer.
Some people just know the best rate for you is a rate based on you with Allstate, not one based on Carol. She's more focused on hitting a high note than the car in front of her. Why pay a rate based on anyone else? Get one based on you with DriveWise from Allstate.
Not available in Alaska or California, subject to terms and conditions. Rates are determined by several factors, which vary by state. In some states, participation in DriveWise allows Allstate to use your driving data for purposes of rating. While in some states, your rate could increase with high-risk driving. Generally, safer drivers will save with DriveWise. Allstate Fire Insurance Company and affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
There comes a time when we
Do you want to be live right now? Sure. You're hot. Jimmy, you want to join us? We're on the air right now. Yeah, would you like to join us? You good there, Jim? Yeah, I'm here. We're live right now on the air from Twin Peaks. You know where you're at, right? Twin Peaks, Glendale?
Yeah.
Where'd you go there for a second, Jimmy?
I was watching the golf shot. It was almost a hole-in-one.
So you remember where you were on this day 39 years ago? 1985, when this song was released? The buildup was gathering all the stars. And don't turn it down. Yeah, keep it going. You got to get to the hook. Yeah, man. Yeah, really. I mean, and the buildup was getting them there, and the sign that above the doors they entered the studio was, "It is the hook." Sing it, Michael. No. The sign, "Please leave your ego at the door." And they went in. They filmed that bad boy. It was so cool that they could get all those celebrities in the same room, which I thought was awesome. I'm surprised we haven't seen something like that again, especially during COVID and some other challenges our world has had.
They did it again, like 10 years ago with Justin Bieber and those kind of artists. They remade it.
I never. Yeah, I never saw it. I missed that day.
Yeah, Sue, can you back me up, or do you?
Oh, we believe you. I just
100%. Yeah, and the documentary that just came out on this version of We Are the World on Netflix is really good.
Good. See, I knew there was a reason to bring this on. Good job. Sure, we watched that.
Yeah, it just came out about a couple of months ago, and it has a bunch of footage of like it being put together, and it has interviews from all the different people. They got like Springsteen's interviewed. Yeah. It's really, really good.
And what's interesting about that when these documentaries come out, how the guy that has that footage can hold on as long as he has. Yes. You know, it's 39 years ago. You know, sometimes like, why didn't he come out with that 5 years after it? It would have been a big deal then, too. Yeah. And then they set the time. I think there was a music MMA awards were going on in L.A., so they tried to time it to really get everybody that's pretty much in town and make sure that the coordination of this is, as you watch this, is just amazing how they coordinate, number one, to make sure everybody that they set up, and then the studios, and then the music, who was going to sing this, who was going to sing that. But those documentaries are fun to watch how they come together. Hey, we're going to talk some Wildcat. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Shoot. I'm sorry. It's your show. Go ahead.
No, the only thing I was just going to add is it's so interesting to, as somebody my age, to watch that. And like them talking about how, well, we called this guy, but we have to wait for him to get back to us because we had to use a landline and we don't know if we're going to be able to get into contact with this person again. Like today, you could do this in 10 minutes. Like you could just text a bunch of people and be like, hey, meet here at this time. We're going to do this. Like it didn't work that way back then. So them freaking out trying to put it all together was one of the cooler parts of the documentary.
It was so funny. It was so funny because I traveled so much. And Rock, you've been on the road many years ago as well. And there was a line every time you get off the flight. Everybody runs to the to the payphones to make their calls for their rent-a-car or to let people I'm changing planes.
I don't remember that. I just remembered OTSA and being able to change your ticket.
Yeah.
You know, how great was that?
When I first started flying, I wouldn't even get to the airport until about 30 minutes before the flight, and I'd just walk right to the gate.
Did you smoke a cigarette on the plane? I remember being on Eastern.
I flew Eastern.
And you were on the back. Smoking a cigarette.
Oh, yeah.
On the airplane.
And then they came up
that was
with
a good idea back then?
Oh, my God.
Yeah, it was a great idea.
And then
Throwback Thursday here.
You can sit in the no smoking section. Well, all the smoke is all over you anyway.
It's recirculating with the plane.
It is.
It's amazing. All right, let's get to sports. Speaking of Wildcats, we'll catch up with Ryan Hansen, the color analyst for the Cats, coming up here in about 8-9 minutes. But also on this day in 2015, Kentucky Wildcats went 31-0. They became the first men's basketball team from a major conference to go undefeated in a regular season since Indiana in 1976. Now, Wichita State, Missouri Valley Conference at the time, went undefeated in the regular season the year before. But how about that? 31-0. That is impressive. I don't know what else.
That'd be hard to do nowadays. I mean,
I think so.
hard.
Very difficult.
I mean, you see guys in the top. Look at the top 10 now: 3, 4, 5, 6 losses. We never when before the parity or the NIL or the transfer portal. Yeah, 31-2, 33-3. I mean, you saw those no more than 5. Now you got guys with 5 losses in the top 10.
You have to remember this, though.
There's gambling.
Where
the games are fixed.
Yeah,
yep, I get it.
John Wooden, head coach at UCLA.
Allegedly.
Yeah. They won 88 games in a row.
Incredible.
88 college games in a row. And they played the top teams across the country.
You couldn't touch them.
No.
All right, let's get to our underdog picks of the week. Speaking of betting and gambling, as we're out here at Twin Peaks.
$1 zillion. The question is, who let the dogs out?
Who let the dogs out? Who let the dogs out? Most weekend bettors prefer to lay their money down on favorites because they can't get their head around backing an underdog. Not Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B. They're all about the dogs. Time now for the guys' dog picks of the week on Fox Sports 910.
All right, Jax, give us a little recap of last week.
All right, we had 2 winners last week, Jimmy B and Shu. First, Jimmy B had the Rockets plus 8.5 at the Phoenix Suns, and Shu had the Wizards plus 8.5 against the Lakers. So when you look at the standings, in last place, Chris Schubert at 8-9-1. He did start late, though. Did start late, but he's making a push for Jimmy B, who's second to last at 10-15-1. Rock kind of struggling recently. He's in third place, 11-15.
Change today.
Shu is in second, or not Shu, excuse me. Manuch is in second at 12-14, and yours truly, Jackson, is at 16-11.
All right, I'm going number 18, Washington State. They're going to wrap up an impressive season as they are hosting Washington. Now, the Cougars have won 10 of their last 11, including, we're talking about UCLA, beat them on Saturday. They are a half game back of Arizona for first place in the Pac-12 standings. So, and then for Washington, they've kind of been going back and forth on wins and losses. They fell to USC last Saturday. Tip off tonight, 7 o'clock. It's in Pullman. So with all that being said, I'm going with Washington. 6.5. And the only reason why is I'm playing the rivalry card.
Okay.
Playing the rivalry card. I'm just going to say, all right, why not? You know that rivalry better than anybody out of this group.
Yep.
And if there ever is a time to kind of squash a rival game or try to upset them, this would be the game.
Mike Hopkins, the head coach at Washington, most likely will get the heave-ho at the end of this season.
One the last time was a Pac-12 opponent rivalries.
Yep.
I'm going to go with Bulls at plus 7.5 at the Warriors. Bulls are healthy, believe it or not. The only reason why I feel the Bulls will cover because the Warriors are going back-to-back nights. So I feel the Bulls. Every once in a while, proverbial squirrel, blind squirrel finds a nut. About the only reason is back-to-back, and that they're going to win that game at plus 7.5. They're going to cover from that standpoint.
Well, I've been on a little bit of a roll lately because I've kind of climbed back in. I'm catching up to Rock, which is a plus. I'm going to roll with the college games tonight. We talked a little bit about Arizona, and we'll dive into that in our next segment as well. They are on the road in Los Angeles against the Bruins. Pauley Pavilion, UCLA. UCLA is getting 8.5 at home. I just think that the Bruins being and the hated rivalry between these two schools, I'm not saying UCLA is going to win the game outright, although I would not be surprised if that happened. But I believe that UCLA is going to keep this game within the 8.5 against Arizona.
I want to add to that because I was looking at that bet as well, but the only reason why I didn't take it is because we're bringing on an Arizona Wildcat, representative next.
I know
because they beat them last time by 6.
Yeah,
and Arizona is 6-3 in true road games this season. 6-3. So there's a good chance they could lose, or at least cover.
Not cover. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
I'm going to stay in the Pac-12. Give me Colorado plus 3.5 at Oregon. I think they're one of those bubble teams that needs to get in. If they win this game, I think it boosts them up to potentially being that third team that represents the Pac-12 in the whole bracket coming up soon. So I like Colorado to cover. They're a good team. Win healthy. I think they could beat anybody.
Shoot.
Manuch, I loved your pick taking the Bulls with the Warriors on the back-to-back. There's another team that is playing a back-to-back contest that I really wanted to pick against. But it's the Kings playing the Spurs. The Spurs are not very good, so I don't want to touch that game, even though I believe the Kings are going to be struggling off the back-to-the-back. So I took the dartboard out. I set it up here in the studio. I threw the dart, and it landed on the Heat plus 4.5 against the Mavericks. That's my analysis. The dartboard told me to do it. We'll take the Heat plus the 4.5.
All right, good stuff. That's our underdog picks brought to you by Lerner and Rowe in a wreck. Need a check? Make one call. That's all. 602-977-1900. And always at lernerandrowe.com. They can help. Get a free consultation. Again, one call. That's all. You know the number. 602-977-1900. Well, continue talking some college basketball next. As the 5th-ranked Wildcats, they have won 3 in a row, 11 of the last 13, and they are heading to UCLA tonight. We're going to catch up with their Wildcats radio color analyst, Ryan Hansen. Rhino will join us next. It's Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B out here at Twin Peaks, Glendale.
Clear. This is what's trending on Fox Sports 910 Phoenix.
The D-backs are on the field against the Rangers in today's Cactus League game. And their both spring breakout rosters are set. The D-backs are putting their top prospects up against the Rockies in a game scheduled for the 16th. The Coyotes skate against the Wild.
Raining baseball, and that means peanuts, popcorn, and sunflower seeds. And stop at Venezia's Pizzeria after the game for some of our fan favorites, like pizza, wings, and calzone.
Okay, so I'll be ready.
Family recipes to make the famous Venezia's pizza dough and sauces from scratch, giving you that authentic Italian taste. 6 Valley locations. Order now at Venezias.com or on the Venezia's app right from your seat and pick it up on the way home. Always a home run with Venezia's Pizzeria, a family tradition.
We all know the best offense is a good defense, so it might be time to schedule that vasectomy. Lots of sports betting goes on in March, but your safest bet is to schedule your vasectomy. Call Purely Vasectomies at 844-NO-SPERM.
A homeowner just like you
decides
to fix his roof.
Okay.
He backs up his truck, ties one end of the rope to the bumper and the other to himself.
Smart.
He's working on the backside of the roof until...
What? Wait, no.
Yes, Dad was in tow.
Ooh, was he hurt?
A few bruises and his pride.
Save yourself with State 48 Roofing, offering maintenance, repairs, and replacements. Of course, licensed, insured, and bonded. From residential to commercial. State48roofing.com.
Whether you're looking for a bay window awning over a breakfast nook, a shade sail or structure in your home or business, a retractable awning for your patio, or roll curtains for your screen room, the House of Canvas in fine wrought iron has what you need. Beat the heat this summer and get covered by Arizona's #1 rated shade experts. Visit thehouseofcanvas.com. House of Canvas, family-owned and making shady deals in the Valley for over 40 years. That's thehouseofcanvas.com.
Arena Sports Grill in Scottsdale on Bell Road is your home for pool, poker, and trivia. And now, the new Huss Brewing Company's Roc and Manuch Lager. Stop by today and experience top sports viewing, off-track betting, and ice-cold Roc and Manuch Lager drafts.
Get ready for double the fun on the 101. Introducing the Salt River Rewards Program at Casino Arizona and Talking Stick Resort, the Valley's newest and best. With multiple tiers and endless benefits, we've got something for everyone. Don't miss out on the excitement. Salt River Rewards, the Valley's premier player rewards program, now at Casino Arizona and Talking Stick Resort. 2 properties, 1 amazing club, offering limitless fun on the 101. Discover the best in the Valley at saltriverrewards.com.
Emit to one day and help keep ozone away. Idling causes air pollution. Please turn off your vehicle when waiting in long lines like school pickups and drive-thrus. You'll save on gas and breathe cleaner air. For more information, visit maricopa.gov/AQ.
Tax Talk with Straight Talk.
You give and you give. This tax season, you get with Straight Talk Wireless. You get a reliable 5G network and unlimited data and a Samsung Galaxy A14 included when you buy an extended silver unlimited plan. So you can give your janky phone to your kid. Yeah!
Switch to Straight Talk for plans starting as low as $25 a line per month for 4 lines. Find us at straighttalk.com. For network management practices, visit straighttalk.com. Device offer ends 4/14/24.
Ryan's on the phone.
4 lines, all on the silver unlimited plan. Taxes and fees apply.
Cox Mobile is making tournament time better with a chance to win a $2,000 gift card to host a watch party. Go to iHeart.com/Cox Bracket to register to win. Cox Mobile, the smart way to mobile. No purchase necessary. Must be 18 or older to win. See iHeart.com/Cox Bracket for complete details.
It's Thursday, and the guys are live at Twin Peaks Glendale, located at 95th Avenue in Glendale.
Your life.
It's a national game tonight on ESPN. 5th-ranked Arizona Wildcats. They begin their final weekend of the Pac-12 play at UCLA. They took care of business the last time they played, 77-71 back in February, but this is in Poly Pavilion because they haven't won there since 2017. And joining us now on the right to the guest line is the color analyst for the Cats, Ryan Hansen. Ryan, you got the full crew today. How you doing, buddy? What's going on?
I'm doing great. Getting ready for a fantastic game. What a rivalry Arizona and UCLA have. It's good and bad, right? This is it for the Pac-12 conference rivalry game, but it could be a good one tonight.
So let me ask you, when you look at the Cats rivalry, of course, the first would be the Arizona State Sun Devils. So would you put UCLA number 2?
Depends on the day. I might put UCLA 1, and here's why, is because when I think of a modern-day rivalry, that both teams have to have the ability to win on the opposing team's floor 50% of the time, and that's really the Arizona-UCLA rivalry. Granted, Arizona has not won in Poly in a number of years, but I think it's a little one-sided in the last 40 years for Arizona-ASU to be the top dog rivalry. So maybe 1-1-A, because I still am not a fan of the team up north.
So, Ryan, when you go to Poly Pavilion, what's the charm, what's the ambiance, if you will, no matter how good you're playing or not, to struggle? Is it just the legacy of the ghosts of one John Wooden and what have you?
I think it absolutely is. Poly Pavilion comes alive when Arizona walks through the door. It is not your slow, late-arriving crowd, half-full student section, players kind of going through the motions. Poly Pavilion gets lit the night that Arizona arrives, and I expect very much the same. Even though the Bruins were on a 4-game skid, it's still UCLA, Arizona. All the stars come out on ESPN tonight. If you're watching, I promise they will be scanning the sidelines for every Hollywood actor or actress in attendance, and it does create the next level of an event, right? It's not just a basketball game. And UCLA's had some good teams, too. Let's not lose sight of the fact that they've been really good teams in the last 5-6 years.
So what happened then to the Bruins this year in your estimation, Ryan? Because I think a lot of people before the season began had penciled in UCLA and even bring in USC, and both of those schools, these are 2 of their worst seasons in some time. What happened?
Yeah, out of the mouth of head coach Mick Cronin from UCLA, they got caught in a rebuilding year.
Okay.
And in a year where they were going to be reliant more heavily than the recent past on freshmen, it was not just freshmen, it was a youthful freshman in Brandon Williams, who I believe reclassified, still should be in high school, and a handful of international players. So in both cases, it takes time for them to evolve and to grow. And, oh, by the way, there's this thing called the COVID year that teams are older. Cross-college basketball. Look at Arizona, for example. They start a sophomore at point guard, and then they start 3 4-year players and 1 5th-year player. That's hard to compete against. It really is men versus boys, as UCLA is relating to this. So it's just taken them a long time to grow into it. Caught in a rebuilding year is how I would capture that.
Well, and you look at this team, they've won 11 out of the last 13, last 3 in a row. You only lost really Oregon State and Washington State, Wazoo. Moving forward, they just blown the doors off of the last 3 games. What did this team learn, and what can they sustain to win the conference and hopefully next week win the conference championship?
They've started games better. I think that's been a key for them, is to not get in a hole. I think Arizona needs to recognize that defensively they have to be on point. Their offense is probably been really good against almost every team in the country. I think their lowest point total is 74. I mean, that's ridiculous that's the lowest point total that they've been able to throw up on the scoreboard. But last but not least, I really feel the play of Kylan Boswell in the last couple of weeks. Arizona's point guard has been dramatically improved from the first, 6 to 8 weeks of conference play, where Kylan was going through some growing pains. And he was putting up games, let's say the game in Pullman against Washington State back in January. Kylan Boswell had no points, no rebounds, no assists, no steals. For the starting point guard for Arizona, you just can't be a great or elite level team without production from your point guard, especially if you're Arizona. And he has played dramatically better. You look at the last couple of games, you look at the game against Oregon, he put 19 points up in the first half. I think was 7 of 9 from the field, was decisive, was playing with intent, with confidence. When he plays like that, that takes Arizona to the next level when you couple it with the rest of the offensive weapons Arizona has.
So if you're a Wildcat fan, but you really don't understand basketball that well, you're just a fan of the team, give me a nugget that Arizona will try to do tonight to take some sort of an advantage against UCLA.
It's not widely unknown, but Arizona has got to run on UCLA. UCLA is going to want to slow the game down, and when they play at their tempo, their pace, I think they'd be happy in the 50s or 60s from a point total standpoint. Arizona has got to run, and to do that, Coach, Arizona needs to control the glass. The Wildcats are one of the best teams in the country in rebound margin. Against UCLA and McHale, that's what turned the tide. Arizona got stops and defensive rebounds that created an opportunity to run on a pretty stout defensive unit in the Bruins. The Cats need to get high percentage shots in transition again tonight. So I think if you kind of dial back, it starts with the glass, and then they got to get out and run and try to get high percentage shots in transition.
So, Ryan, as the season winds down, another successful season for the Wildcats, right? So folks got their hopes up. They'll probably more than likely win the Pac-12 championship and move forward. Are you seeing anything that gives you any more or less confidence that this team, once the tournament starts, I don't mean to get cart out in front of the horse here, that you're seeing a little bit of a significant change to prevent any kind of an early exit one way or the other?
Yeah, when I look at the team at where they are today versus same date last year, I see a tougher team. I see a much more experienced team with successful experience. Arizona had a couple older players last year. Remember Cedric Henderson, Courtney Ramey. If you were to take just those two guys and stack them up against Caleb Love and Keyshawn Johnson, I think it's the scale tips to Love and Johnson in regards to really good experience. It's one thing to be old and experienced. It's another to be really good and old and experienced. And Caleb Love and Keyshawn Johnson give Arizona a different edge, a different level of experience in the NCAA tournament from a success standpoint. And then the last piece, and we talked about this recently, I think just a couple weeks ago when I was on, Umar Ballo last year was winding down. He was wearing down. Umar Ballo is on 9 straight games of double-doubles. The only player in the history of modern Arizona basketball to string together more consecutive double-doubles. You have to go back to 1975 and Al Fleming, who was a rebounding machine.
Wow, he
had
was.
10 straight games. So if he does that again tonight, it just continues to prove to me Umar's not wearing down physically. He's getting better. And Arizona has to have a really good, really productive Umar Ballo to be effective in what they do on both ends of the floor. And if he's averaging a double-double for the rest of this season, that bodes well for the Wildcats coming to tournament time.
Totally agree with that. Look, I really identify with that old thing that you were talking about. So here's my follow-up question. A, will there be a tear in your eye after tonight because it's the last time at Pauley Pavilion? And B, do you think that they might get together and possibly in the next 3 to 4 years schedule non-conference games with the LA schools?
The answer to those questions is a resounding yes on both fronts. There will be a tear in my eye. When you think back about the games since Lute Olson became coach at Arizona, the figures, the NBA prospects that came out of these two teams, the recruiting wars that went back and forth. And I've said this for a long time, and it's no disrespect to any other conference member, but Arizona and UCLA are the flag bearers of the conference in basketball. And the reputation of this league, if both teams are really good, raises the level. Arizona this year and Washington State are probably the only at-large teams that you could say today are locked. It's a two-bid league because UCLA is not as good as they used to be. If UCLA was a top 25 team, I promise you the respect and thought process of how good are these other teams in the conference would raise, because the national reputation and thought process of the conference resides in Arizona and UCLA in basketball. Much like in football, it's USC, Washington, and Oregon in almost every year. If those teams are good, Pac-12 is good. Conference is good. If USC is down, Washington's down, it's trash in football. Similar concept in basketball. To take your next step, I do believe Mick Cronin and Tommy Lloyd both would love to extend this rivalry. It wouldn't be a home and home. It wouldn't be a conference rivalry moving forward, but to try to find a way to continue having the Bruins in McHale and the Wildcats in Pauley Pavilion at some point every other year or every few years. I know for a fact the dialogue is happening, but as you guys know, it goes beyond that now when you start talking about brand new conference scheduling that will take UCLA to all parts of the United States, and even Arizona will be in Orlando, Florida for a conference matchup. We'll be in Morgantown, West Virginia for a conference matchup. So those road trip non-conference games are going to be difficult to schedule, but boy, it would be nice. A 1-hour flight to Los Angeles for a non-conference game, that bodes well for both fan bases to continue this rivalry.
So, Rhino, as we let you go, you're getting ready, probably sitting at the Ritz-Carlton. When does your Stretch Escalade come pick you up to take the Poly? Because I know that's how Joe Mueller does it with all his staff down there. So either Stretch Escalade, black vehicle, pregame meal.
I've got one phrase for you. This isn't a TV budget. We're on a radio budget. You guys know the answer.
Thank you, Ryan. I appreciate you making time for us as always. Thanks. That's good stuff. Rhino joining us here. Ryan Hansen, University of Arizona radio color analyst. Again, it's the ESPN Game Day Pass. You got the whole full crew tonight on television, but if not, you got them on radio. He's brought to you today by All City Towing. Looking for a career that pays great with great benefits? Well, All City Towing. They continue to look for new people to join their team. Go to allcitytowing.com, search careers. That's All City Towing. They got statewide service, and they answer your call 24/7, allcitytowing.com. Well, we need a contestant to challenge one of the beautiful Twin Peaks gals from our Glendale location today. We'll take the fifth caller. The phone number is 602-260-9191, 602-260-9191. It's our weekly Twin Peaks Picks Challenge right here on Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B.
Clear.
This is The Odd Couple with Chris Broussard and Rob Parker.
Rob, it isn't even get to the finals for ball. They got to win it. Right. They've been to the finals. Rob, they won't feel any better about getting to the finals and losing than if they lose in the Eastern Conference.
No, because at some point, you got to pay the piper, Chris.
Yeah.
Right?
With Chris Broussard and Rob Parker. Today at 5, tell your smart speaker to play Fox Sports 910.
Upper Crust Pizza and Patio Wine Bar on the southeast corner of Cave Creek and the 101. Happy hour 7 days a week, 4 to 7, with $5.50 house wines and well drinks, $4.75 drafts, plus tons of food specials. Upper Crust Pizza and Patio Wine Bar.
In the fast lane of life, your fuel should keep up. Time to check out G2G protein bars, your ultimate grab-and-go meal replacement. Whether it's a workday, gym session, or navigating daily chaos, G2G has got you covered. Find them now at your local Costco in the refrigerated section, or explore all 8 fantastic flavors at G2GBar.com. Great tasting and packed with protein, so keep pace with life in the fast lane with G2G protein bars.
The right price, the right selection. It's all now at Wright Toyota in Scottsdale. Stop by today and see why Wright Toyota continues to be Arizona's top Toyota dealership, located just off the 101 on Frank Lloyd Wright Boulevard and online at WrightToyota.com.
There are many signs that you may be in financial trouble. Late mortgage payments, paying bills from your retirement account, or paying one credit card with another. If you're experiencing financial hardship, bankruptcy may be right for you. The credit industry wants you to believe that bankruptcy is bad and will destroy your credit forever, but that's just not true. At Lerner Rowe Law Group, we'll take the time to carefully examine your situation and develop a plan that is right for you. Call Lerner Rowe Law Group today for a free consultation.
Lerner and Rowe is the way to go. Call 977-1900.
Sean Forster, Managing Attorney.
Arizona's largest locally owned A+ BBB rated towing company is All City Towing. They're always looking to add motivated and competitive team members. Do you fit the bill? If so, head on over to allcitytowing.com/careers for more information.
Twin Peaks is the best in the game. Here, you're in the red zone for every college rivalry and divisional matchup all season long. On game day, you never have to decide which teams to watch, only what combination of bites, burgers, wings, and more to order. Plus, where else are your favorite draft beers always poured at a frozen 29 degrees? Only at Twin Peaks, the #1 sports bar.
Stick around after the sun sets. Twin Peaks is open really late. Wind down with bourbon and late night bites. Only at Twin Peaks.
What's up, guys? Jason Payne, owner of State 48 Roofing. You can find me on Instagram and Facebook. #SexyRoofStatus. All of our work using state-of-the-art materials and 5-star workmanship. Our inspections are free. You heard me? Free. Go to state48roofing.com to schedule your free appointment today.
Hey, Joe Montana here. Back in my football days, I knew the importance of a strong defense. Now I'm sharing how you can help defend your health against pneumococcal pneumonia, a bacterial lung disease that can be life-threatening. If you're 65 or older or 19 or older with certain chronic conditions like diabetes or asthma, you're at increased risk. Talk to your doctor or pharmacist about vaccination and learn more at knowpneumonia.com. That's KNOW pneumonia.com.
Sponsored by Pfizer.
Hi, I'm Kamiko, the founder of Miko's Hot Chicken. When we started our family restaurant, we were also raising a family. But let me tell you, it wasn't easy. Our Chase Inc. card was there to reward us on all of our business needs. Now we have a thriving location, and we're hungry for more.
Chase Inc. Business Unlimited. You can earn unlimited 1.5% cash back on every purchase, so your business can go from here to possible. Chase for Business. Make more with yours. Real business owners compensated for their participation. Cards issued by JP Morgan Chase Bank and a member FDIC. Subject to credit approval. Terms apply.
Time for Peaks Picks, your weekly chance to win a $50 Twin Peaks man card by outscoring one of the beautiful Twin Peaks girls. Twin Peaks, the ultimate sports lodge and home of the 29-degree man-sized drafts. Twin Peaks, the best views in the game. Now open in Scottsdale, Phoenix, Tempe, Glendale, and Deer Valley.
You're hot. Hey, before we get to our Peaks Picks, I want to remind you tomorrow you can take advantage of the Lent bundles at all Twin Peaks. It runs through the 29th, where you can grab a beer, battered fish and chips, and you get a nice cold Miller Lite, Coors Light with it as well. And I'm not a big fish guy, I grew up Catholic, and we didn't eat meat on Fridays, but fish sticks with ketchup is the best I could go.
I'd go there for you too, Rock.
I
That was
can't do
great.
any of this other stuff, man.
Did you do
But
like a
I
whole
heard
pack?
the beer batter fish and chips is good here, though.
It's awesome.
You've had it?
Absolutely had it.
When was the last time you had it?
A year ago. I had it.
A year ago?
Yeah, about a year
Danny,
ago.
have you ever seen him order it here?
No, I haven't. About a year ago. I did. I said, all right, I'll try. But it is awesome here.
How you doing today, Danny? You good?
Good, yeah. How are you guys doing?
Can't complain. You're back. You've won a few times, so you're a veteran now.
Yeah.
So, Shu, who are we competing against today?
We got Tom. We're competing against today.
Okay, Tom is your competition. So we have 3 games. We're going to do Raptors at Suns, ASU at USC, and University of Arizona at UCLA. So let's start with the Phoenix Suns. They beat Denver the other night in overtime. They play the Toronto Raptors tonight. They have Boston on Saturday. They call this like a trap game.
Right.
Where they got a good team, 2 good teams in between what's not really a really good team, average team in Toronto.
Right.
So with all that being said, who do you like?
Honestly, well, the Suns, they've been kind of iffy lately, but I feel like Suns are good with coming back, so I'm going to go with Suns on this one for sure.
All right. And Shu, what's Tom going with?
Tom is going with the Toronto Raptors.
Wow.
Okay. All right, Danny, you got Arizona State at USC tonight.
I want to say ASU is so bad, but I'm going USC. I'm so sorry.
You go with the Trojans?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Which way is Tom going there, Shu?
Tom also going with USC.
All right.
All right, so now you have the big game this evening. U of A on the road at UCLA. We need the winner and a score, Danny.
Okay, I'm a huge hater of U of A. Sun Devils all the way. But I'm going to go U of A on this one, and I say 97-73.
Oh, boy. High score, 97-73. Okay.
Yeah.
What do we got, Shu?
Tom also taking U of A, doesn't have it as a high-paced affair like that, has it 78-63.
Okay.
All right. Danny, tell us what's going on. NASCAR is here.
I know, right? I live
a
right
lot of
next
people
to
here.
it. Yeah.
Oh, do you really?
Yeah, I'm like 5 minutes from the racetrack, and I'm like, the traffic over there is insane.
Can you hear the cars at all? Is it that? I mean,
No,
it's loud
but
at night,
I
no?
would be terrified if I were to hear those cars. Like, that freaks me out. Like, I cannot be that close to offensive cars going that fast.
She's all right. Tell us about happy hour here right now, because I know happy hour gets underway at 3:00, and then reverse happy hour as well.
So 3 to 6 is happy hour. You get selective appetizers $2 off, and then all our man-sized beers are $2 off as well. And then we have our 450 shots that run all day, every day.
Let me ask you: is there a height restriction on man-sized drafts?
You see, go big or go home.
Oh!
The Shark Kings.
That's what she said last night.
Yeah, Jimmy. All right, whatever. And then reverse happy hour. What time does that start?
10 to close.
Okay, 10 to close. Well,
Yes.
Danny, good luck on your picks. Thanks
Thank
for
you.
playing, as always.
Thank you for
We
having me.
appreciate
Danny.
you. So
Way
good
to
stuff
bring it.
there. So this is the part of the week, the part of the show where this is why I get paid the big bucks,
That's right,
man,
man.
is to pull together 3 really, really bad dad jokes.
And we love them, Rock.
So with
There you go.
that
I
being
do.
said, fire off. It's not sponsored yet. I'm assuming this is going to get sponsored soon. So if you're
We're
interested,
working hard back here. Corporate's working really hard to try to get this thing sponsored for you, Rock. I had a meeting with them earlier today about it. Don't you worry. Right around the corner, buddy.
because today may be it. This may be one of the better dad jokes. I mean, think about a dad joke. It's got to be really bad to make it a good dad joke, right?
That is true.
You guys can relate. Your dads, I'm not,
absolutely.
so
Yes.
I can't really relate. But I know my dad would probably give me some of these same dad jokes. So all right, let's do the proper open. So if you're a sponsor, you would be tagged on this.
Time for Rock's really bad dad joke of the day. I mean, really bad. Like, really bad. Here's Rock.
All right, number 1. Why does the turkey prefer to use an Android?
An Android?
Android? You know, there's Apple and Android.
Yeah. Oh, man.
I never
Boy,
had
you
one.
got me on that one, Rock.
Because they like to Google.
Oh.
Well, you're not kidding. You're
Now,
on the
number 2. Where do deers get all their coffee? Where do deers get all their coffee?
Okay, where do they?
Starbucks. All right. Yeah, these are bad. These are so bad.
Terrible. Oh, you know what, guys? The phone's ringing here. I think it's a potential sponsor. I'll get back to you. Hold on.
Okay, good.
Last one. Why did the turkey cross the road?
To get to the other side?
Nope. To prove that he wasn't a chicken.
Oh, man.
See, there's stuff. You know how long it takes me to put those together every week? I mean, I'm on TikTok and I'm like trying to find the best ones to bring you each and every week.
Too. You had a theme. You
yeah,
had all
I did.
animals this week.
Yeah, food.
Deer, venison. Yeah, I can eat any of them.
Man. A little bit later, speaking of food or animals, I got some food alerts to pass along, and I'm gonna have to play the disclaimer today.
Oh, you are?
Yeah, new dating tip.
Oh,
yeah, something that's
boy.
trending. Yeah, for
All
Jax.
right.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be good.
Well, Jax does need help.
But coming up next, how much, if it was pay-per-view, would you pay for the boxing event with Mike Tyson and Jake Paul? We will talk about that next. It's Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B from Twin Peaks in Glendale.
You're clear.
Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B has been sponsored by On Air Sports Marketing.
Hi, I'm attorney Kevin Rowe. Recently, Lerner & Rowe is named the second most influential.
We should absolutely do it.
United States.
We should do it at that time, every time.
To the country.
And have as much fun as we just had with it, yes.
Our families here. We are your local law firm.
And you know what? I'm okay with that.
It comes close to the experience, reputation.
Right. It's the end of a segment that we do anyway. It's funny. We can poke fun at like the sponsor stuff. It's a good time.
You need. Call Lerner & Rowe.
Lerner & Rowe is the way to go. Call 977-1900.
When we make your meal, this is where we start. Traditional old world recipes passed down through generations. But then, we add some modern flair and spice up your Italian dining with contemporary flavor combinations. The result, the perfect fusion of new and old world traditions, and a meal you'll never forget.
Inspired by the comfort and cuisine of a Brooklyn-style pizza parlor, Upper Crust Pizza and Patio Wine Bar is located at the southeast corner of Loop 101 and Cave Creek Road in Phoenix.
The free iHeartRadio app has over 100 commercial-free stations waiting for you right now, like Alternative Rewind, where all rock began. Just search Alternative Rewind and listen now on your free iHeartRadio app.
iHeartRadio.
Free never sounded so good.
Well, well, well. Shopping for a car?
Yep, Carvana made financing a car as smooth as can be.
Oh, yeah?
I got pre-qualified instantly and had real terms personalized just for me.
Doesn't get much smoother than that.
Well, I got to browse thousands of car options on Carvana, all within my budget.
Doesn't get much smoother than that.
It does. I actually wanted a car that seemed out of my range, but I was able to add a cosigner and found my dream car.
It doesn't get much...
Oh, it gets smoother. It's getting delivered tomorrow.
Visit Carvana.com or download the app to get pre-qualified today.
Buy me some peanuts and Cracker Jacks. Spring training is back at Salt River Fields for your Arizona Diamondbacks and Colorado Rockies. Single game tickets are on sale now. Get yours at saltriverfields.com today.
Thanks for calling Discover. This is Gabby.
Hey, Gabby. It's Jennifer Coolidge. Hi. I'm so glad I reached you at 2 a.m.
Oh, of course. Anyone with a Discover card can call and talk to a real person 24/7. Now, how can I help?
Yeah, I used my Discover card to buy these yellow pleather pajamas, and I'm just not sure I'm pulling them off.
24/7 U.S.-based customer service. It pays to Discover. Limitations apply. Learn more at discover.com/credit card.
Tax Talk with Straight Talk.
You give and you give. This tax season, you get with Straight Talk Wireless. You get a reliable 5G network and unlimited data and a new Samsung Galaxy A15 for just $99. So you can give your janky phone to your kid. Yeah! Good talk.
Switch to Straight Talk for plans starting as low as $25 a line per month for 4 lines. Find us at Walmart and StraightTalk.com. For network management practices, visit StraightTalk.com. Device offer ends 4/14/24. In-store activation on single Silver Unlimited plan or higher required. Family plan discount with 4 lines, all on the Silver Unlimited plan. Taxes and fees apply.
Joe Brown here with Accident Law Group. If you were hurt in an accident, find us on the web at accidentlawgroup.com.
Portions of the following program were pre-recorded.
The Herd with Colin Cowherd. Tomorrow from 10 to 1. This is KGME Phoenix, KESC HD3 Phoenix. Listen on the free iHeartRadio app for all your sports talk, podcasts, and music. Free never sounded so good.
The Suns continue their playoff chase tonight. They'll be home against the Toronto Raptors. The Coyotes skate against the Wild with Carl Vejmelka in goal. Troy Stetcher and a 2024 draft pick was traded to the Oilers for 2027 draft compensation. College basketball, U of A on the road at UCLA, and ASU will play at USC. Diamondbacks on the field against the Rangers in today's Cactus League game as spring training continues for them. I'm Dan Gutowski on Fox Sports 910, available everywhere on the free iHeartRadio app.
This is the Parker & Sons Weather Center. For all your AC, plumbing, and electric needs, call Parker.
Look for mostly clear skies tonight with temperatures in the low 50s. And then Thursday, a 30% chance for rain with a high of 67 degrees. For the Fox 10 weather experts, I'm Anita Roman.
This report is sponsored by Staples Stores. Staples Print Big Sale means the more you print, the more you save. Get $20 off your print purchase of $100 or more, $50 off your print purchase of $200 or more, and $100 off your print purchase of $300 or more. Offer ends 4/6. See staples.com/print for details. Print more, save more at Staples.
It's Thursday, and the guys are live at Twin Peaks Glendale, located at 95th Avenue in Glendale. Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B is sponsored by On Air Sports Marketing. Time for the top local and national stories of the hour. Powered by the Sportsbook at CAZ Sports Bar in Casino, Arizona. Bet big on your favorite teams and players in an environment that's as exciting as the game you're watching. There's no better place in the Valley to get in on the action. The Sportsbook at CAZ Sports Bar. Now, guys, what's your life story this hour?
Locally, Suns got Toronto tonight. You also got Minnesota and the Coyotes going at it at Mullet. Got some college basketball, ASU, U of A in California. So a lot of good television tonight. We'll get into that on what's on tap later in this hour. Nationally, the Bears have signed Jalen Johnson. Listen to this deal. 4 years, $76 million, including a $54 million guaranteed deal, part of that, guaranteed money. So he's guaranteed $43.8 million at signing. He's going to make another $28 million in the first year of the deal. That is just unheard of. There's the market. That's quarterback money. He's a corner.
Exactly. I said, there's the market for cornerbacks.
Oh, my gosh.
You know, the value of that shutdown corner. And, you know, that's you look at that kind of money, oh, damn. The other thing that's just the upfront or the guaranteed money is the thing that you look at and go, wow, you know, with that guarantee of $43.8 million, okay, here's $43.8 million. Uncle Sam takes half of it. All right, so you got 25 plus or minus somewhere in there. Just go put that away. Okay, and then the guy's going to make probably 2 or 3 on par for the year. You go, damn. Just so the corners that are free agents out there, like the 25 corners that got cut by the Bills yesterday, there were about Hoyer and White and everybody got. But okay, there's our market now. What kind of value do you have when you put yourself out there in the marketplace like that?
All right, so is that a case where once again the Bears are making in your estimation, both of you, a major mistake by investing that much money into that particular player, instead of maybe investing that much money into 2 really good offensive linemen, something like that?
I'm always for that, especially a corner.
Okay.
I know corners are important, very important, but that's quarterback money.
Yeah, that's big bucks. I will say this: their defense played fairly well last 6-7 games. Their front 7 played well.
Right.
So I think what the Bears are saying is, okay, we need a shutdown guy. We got to make sure we have our guy taken care of. We pay him, that he's not going anywhere. So what I think they're going to do, the Bears, is really build with that defense. And whether Justin Fields is there or Caleb Williams, whomever, I think that's where they want to start. Because Eberflus is a defensive guy.
He is.
And so he's thinking, okay, we played pretty well the last 7 games. I think Fields was, 4-2 or 5-2 his last 7 games. They're looking at that as that's probably where they want to build. And offensively, that might, if they let's say they trade Justin Fields.
Okay.
And you bring the rookie in. Okay, so if that's your game plan, then you need a damn good defense to stop opponent teams to allow your rookie to develop and be able to have those kind of controls, because you can't have a a half-ass defense and a rookie quarterback, all of a sudden this season blows up on you.
But is he the next Deion Sanders or the next Darrell Revis? As far as being that lockdown corner,
we'll find out.
Looking at his stats right now, PFF, and people have different thoughts on what PFF is and do they like it or if they don't like it. He was their best coverage corner defender in 2023, 90.8 PFF grade of the Bears.
Yeah.
His, passer rating allowed was 33.3, and he also allowed only 195 yards the entire season. And one thing to note, he's only 24 years old.
Okay.
He's been in the league for 4 years, and he's 24.
And
What are you doing all that money at 24?
And guys, his peers, he's second-team All-Pro. So his peers are looking at him going, kid's pretty damn good.
Yeah, he's a good player.
And
Where do you play college at?
Utah.
Wow.
Second rounder out of Utah.
All right, let's get into a story that is it's a joke, but it's going to come to fruition. As Mike Tyson is going to fight Jake Paul this summer in what Netflix is calling a boxing mega event. It's going to be played, or the bout, I should say, will be July 20th, AT&T Stadium in Dallas. The event will stream live on Netflix for all their subscribers. So it's going to be a co-main event. There'll be undercard bouts, and let's just put this in perspective. Mike Tyson is 57. Jake Paul is 27. When Mike Tyson was DQ'd for biting Evander Holyfield in his 48th pro bout, it was just 6 months after Jake Paul was born in 1997. Now, what's interesting, a lot of people talking about this, but according to TMZ, an old video of Paul has surfaced, I should say, and it's Paul talking about the potential of fighting Tyson and said, look, I'm confident, but I'm not stupid. I would not go into the ring with them. Nah, no chance. So, what do you guys think about this? I mean, I understand it's a business. It's a payday. It's content. But I'm not paying a dime for it.
Here's my first thought.
Okay. Why couldn't Jimmy go first?
No, because
he always goes right on it.
He always goes.
No, he doesn't like change. I like change.
Okay.
Jimmy, let's go. Because he's just going to steal your point.
No, hold on. I got the floor. So you say the best for last. Okay, you say the best for last.
There you go. Now you're talking.
I agree with that. I agree too. Give me a love.
I think this
has boxing become that desperate that they've got to have this kind of a gimmick to put out there? I look at it as a gimmick. I do. I mean, Tyson's been retired for many years. He might last a round, might last 5 rounds, whatever. It just, to me, it's a gimmick. It's just throwing it out there. They want, okay, boxing, wherever it's at today, is not like it was back in the day. I get it. But I think this is nothing more than a gimmick. And if people are going to tune into it, it's like, okay, is Tyson going to knock him out? The bets would be, at what point does Paul get knocked out? Or at all? Does Paul survive 5 rounds and maybe beats him on score or whatever? I just think this is another one of those gimmicks. I think boxing's desperate. Not that it's going to be sanctioned. This is just one of those things where boxing is desperate.
It's just a show for TV, for Netflix, for a streaming service, and you'll cough up the money to watch it. Let me just say this about Tyson and Paul. Mike Tyson still goes to the gym and works out. For a guy who's 57, he is still in relatively good shape. If he trains at all for this fight, he will come into the fight most likely in real good shape. You never lose your power as a heavyweight puncher. George Foreman won a title at 46 years of age, and he weighed 290 pounds.
It was 46, not 57.
That's right, but he weighed 290 pounds, and once he hit with his right hand, the guy went down like he had been shot.
Okay, so it's like a tomato can, though.
No, he wasn't. He was fighting the champion. His name escapes me. The southpaw, Michael. Oh, damn it! I hate it when I get an old man fart like that. So at any rate, yeah, he knocked the guy out. So the point I'm going to make is, Jake Paul has talent. He has ability in the ring. He's a big guy, and he can punch. He's got a dynamite right hand. So if you're Jake Paul, it would be smart to stay away from Mike and just jab for a couple of rounds, see if he wears down, and then try to take him out.
Michael Moore.
Thank you. Michael Moore. Thank you so much. But if you are Tyson, you go after him right away and just beat the hell out of him and make him run if he can.
But haven't we seen that movie before? Somebody, you talk about Foreman or whatever.
I know, yeah.
I mean, we're just, what's Paul got to gain? I mean, let's say if he does knock him. Okay, guy's 57, hasn't fought forever. He's lost. I think Mike Tyson's weight's way down as well, too.
It is.
He does, he does box. I mean, I have the punch, but I just look at this and go, to me, it's a gimmick. It's just a gimmick, okay?
It is,
Netflix is looking for content. It's a scenario. Okay, it's the middle of summer. It's July.
There's nothing going on.
Let's put something out there.
I think also, too, you got to give credit to Jake Paul because every single time he fights somebody, everybody wants to see this guy lose.
Yeah.
Talks all the biggest crap to the other person. They want to see him lose. Yep. People will bet on the fight against him, and he always wins. And he's an entertainer. He's been doing this his whole life. And for the younger demographic and the younger generation, they're going to pay attention and they're going to pay money to watch this, and that's why we're all talking about it. Is because the younger generation, they follow Jake Paul through all these years and they want to see him lose.
So the exhibition for this would be wanting to see Jake Paul lose and Mike Tyson knock him out.
Yeah, so now you got the older generation that wants Mike Tyson. You got the younger generation that wants Jake Paul.
So here's the question. So let's say this comes to fruition. Mike Tyson knocks him out. Does he make a comeback? He knocked out Jake Paul.
No,
I know that. I'm just saying that a lot of the stories are, hey, look, he just knocked out Jake Paul or he beat him on points. I can't see this thing going more than 5 rounds. Somebody's going to get knocked out.
I'm with you.
Somebody's going to get knocked down.
Yes.
Somebody's going to get hurt. But, I mean, when you watch the video clip of Tyson working out with this guy, I mean, he's quick. He's quick.
Manuch, if you watch it, his hands are low.
Sure.
Okay. He'll be more susceptible to that left jab, and I'll repeat this again. Paul is a boxer. He has boxing skills.
He was just working out. He wasn't in.
I know that, but his hands will drag because he's older now.
Real quickly, Jimmy, for the younger generation that didn't get to witness Mike Tyson, how does Mike Tyson fight, and how do you think his fighting style to now will play out in this
He'll
fight?
Still try to use that peekaboo style. He still will advance toward his opponent because that's the only way he knows how to fight, and that will set up Jake Paul to use the jab, stick, move, get him into the 4th or 5th round, and then hit him with a big right hand.
Tyson should not be going in there at 57. Come on.
I mean, that's the whole thing. I'd define his style when he was in shape as a brawler. He was coming out to get inside and get that punch.
Here's what's sad. We just wasted 10 minutes on justifying why we should watch this. Jimmy's breaking it down. He's being a color analyst on who should, how they're going to fight.
Their styles, yep.
Hey, I have the latest food alert. Plus, I need you to play the show disclaimer as I have the hottest new dating trend to share. We're out here at Twin Peaks in Glendale. It's Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B.
Tomorrow on The Drive, free agency just days away. NFL insider Ian Rappaport joins us to tell us which free agents could be at the top of the Cardinals list. Starts at 6:05 on The Drive, Fox Sports 910, and your free iHeartRadio app.
Valley traffic from the Valley Toyota Dealers Traffic Center.
To find a crash on 10 westbound near University Drive, sitting off right. Also expect heavy traffic back to Elliott. A crash southbound 17 near Glendale Avenue, sitting off right. Wreck northbound 17 near Bell, and one on Bethany Home east of 19th Avenue.
This report is sponsored by Lowe's. Savings. Now that's speaking the Lowe's language. And with My Lowe's Rewards, your savings just keep coming with members-only offers. Learn more about the new loyalty program at Lowes.com/MyLowe'sRewards. Subject to terms and conditions, see Lowes.com/terms for details.
You hear it all the time. Lawyers talk about all their experience, many years of experience with insurance companies, and experience in the courtroom. But what they're not talking about is their results. Maybe they don't have any. At Lerner & Rowe, we're proud of our results because that's how we measure our success. We've helped over 150,000 people recover billions of dollars for their injuries, with over $1 billion just in the last 5 years alone. When you want results, call Lerner & Rowe.
Lerner & Rowe is the way to go. Call 977-1900.
Hey, this is Kelly Cooper
safer. Are you ready for the ultimate sports experience? Look no further than BKD's Backyard Joint. At BKD's, we're the destination for the best food, drinks, and sports experience in the Valley. Located at the corner of Pecos and McQueen and Chandler, BKD's Backyard Joint, where every day is game day.
Are you looking for a change in your career path or just looking to get back into the employment market again? Look no further. All City Towing is searching for motivated teammates to join their team. Current openings are in the areas of customer service, tow truck operators, yard management, facilities maintenance, and dispatch. If you're looking for a challenging yet rewarding opportunity, a great benefits program including 401k program with a generous company match, and a company that is a leader in the industry, apply online at allcitytowing.com/careers or call All City's HR department at 480-833-7278. All City Towing is Arizona's largest towing transport vehicle storage provider. Locally owned and invested within the communities they service. If you enjoy helping others by providing great customer service, working as a team, and possess great communication skills, All City is for you. Apply online at allcitytowing.com/careers or call 480-833-7278. That's allcitytowing.com.
Beat the heat this summer and get covered by Arizona's #1 rated shade experts. Visit thehouseofcanvas.com. House of Canvas, family owned and making shady deals in the Valley for over 40 years. That's thehouseofcanvas.com.
Hey, sports fans, celebrate every big game with El Bandito Yankee, an ultra-premium tequila made from 100% Blue Weber agave in the highlands of Jalisco. Their certified additive-free Blanco and Reposado features a unique oxygenation process for a rich smoothness without that tequila burn. It's why they won platinum and gold medals and are now listed as one of the world's top tequilas by Rolling Stone. Head over to your local store, favorite bar, or restaurant in all 7 Barrio Queen locations. Go to elbanditoyankee.com and break out the Bandito with the official tequila of game day.
eBay Motors is here for the ride. 120,000 miles of night drives, daily commutes, and who knows how many.
Are we there yet?
Through countless fixes, elbow grease, and a new radiator, you kept your ride alive. With eBay Motors, you have over 122 million parts to keep it running. And with eBay Guaranteed Fit, they'll be the perfect fit every time. Plus, at these prices, well, we're burning rubber, not cash. Keep your ride or die alive at eBay Motors. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
7 NCAA men's basketball conference tournaments are in action today. The Missouri Valley and the West Coast get started while the Atlantic Sun teams compete in the semifinals. The Arizona teams are both in SoCal. 5th-ranked Arizona gets UCLA. USC will host ASU. And the Coyotes skate against the Wild with Karl Vejmelka in goal. I'm Dan Gutowski.
This is Clay Travis. Here's what's trending from the iHeart Sports Network.
Presented by Cox Mobile.
Cox Mobile is making tournament time better with a chance to win a $2,000 gift card to host a watch party. Go to iHeart.com/Cox Bracket to register to win. Cox Mobile, the smart way to mobile. No purchase necessary. Must be 18 or older to win. See iHeart.com/Cox Bracket for complete details.
It's Thursday, and the guys are live at Twin Peaks Glendale, located at 95th Avenue in Glendale. Meant for mornings, The Drive with Jody Ayler. Listen tomorrow, 6 to 10 on Fox Sports 910.
Your life?
All right, let's get to it. I don't know if I need to play the disclaimer at all. It's not that bad.
I love the disclaimer.
All right, it's Jimmy's show. Play the disclaimer.
The views and opinions.
Oh, wait. Time out. Cut. Turn it off. I meant Rock's man vice is what I need.
Oh, okay.
That's where I had a moment.
Okay, so when you said disclaimer, you meant something totally, completely different.
Yeah.
All right, give me a second.
All right, I'll fill.
Get what you need.
I'll fill. How many different animals have there been since the original brand of animal crackers that came out in 1902? This is the question of the week. How many different animals have there been since the original brand of animal crackers came out in 1902? No.
I'll say 225.
Not way not even close. Jax?
I don't know. I'm trying to read what you mean not close by both those animals.
Exactly. That's good.
I'm going to go right in the middle. I'm going to say 500.
Wow, way off.
Damn.
Shoot, I know you're working back there, but how many different animals have there been?
Football 50 here, right? Football 50. I got that ready for you.
All right, the answer There have been 54 different animals in the original brand of animal crackers.
See, I was closest then at 100.
Yeah. All right, how about this? So this is crazy. I mean, 3 new foods that are hitting the grocery store shelves. This is crazy. Cheez-It flavored Hidden Valley Ranch. They just announced ahead of National Ranch Day.
Yeah.
It's going to be at Walmart and Kroger or Fry's. Cheez-It flavored ranch dressing.
I like ranch dressing.
Okay, but Cheez-It flavored?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know why not. You get the Cheez-Its, it's ranch.
How about
flavored.
grilled cheese flavored tomato soup? It's if you like dipping your real grilled cheese in soup.
Yeah.
That's a little much, don't you think?
Yes.
All right, and then finally, Oscar Mayer meatless hot dogs.
No.
What's the use? They're called not hot dogs, and they're plant-based meat. I've never had plant-based meat.
Oh, it's great. It's great stuff.
Is it really?
Wow. I could say this. I got a chance to drive the Wienermobile one time.
This is really?
Wow.
Clarify yourself there, Jimmy. Yeah.
Oscar Mayer Wienermobile.
We did a story. Come on, Stephen A.
We did a story on it, and they asked me if I wanted to drive it. I said, yeah.
You put the hat. You had the right size for the guy.
Well, I could get in. That was the other thing.
Yeah, they needed a little guy, that little wiener there. Yeah, I get it. All right, so are you ready?
Listen, I may play this intro, and you may want something completely different. So we'll see.
All right, give it a try.
Do you roll like rock when it comes to romance?
What do you say we go out on a date? Have some chicken, maybe some sex. See what happens.
Rock searches the world for tips on dating, divorce, marriage, and even... Yes! Here's Rock's man advice.
60% of the time, it works every time.
Now, it's hard to believe there could be a new dating trend that can happen at home. After, the year we had with the pandemic, you being home, you got creative, right?
Sure.
Well, this guy's got a brilliant idea. His name is Colin. He posted on Twitter, and he said he and his girlfriend invented this during a blizzard in Buffalo last year. It's called Bottle Night. It's really simple. What you do is you lock your phones. You put them away, and you turn the TV off, and you grab a bottle of wine and you talk. That's all you do. So you grab the bottle of wine and you talk. Turn the TV off so it's no Netflix night, Manuch.
Yes.
And you basically turn the phones and get hammered together.
Wow, what a concept.
What do you think?
I like that. Yeah, just put everything aside. What we do, go on the back patio, turn the fire on, get a bottle of wine, and we'll just put our phones off the side and we'll talk.
How many glasses of wine can you drink and still maintain?
Stay home?
Yeah.
3 or 4. At home.
Point 0.
If I drink 2, I'm out.
I got to tell you, Jimmy, can we do that? I don't want a bottle night with you, but I would love to just establish a driver and just hang out with, because I've only hung out with Manuch once in 19 years.
Okay.
And I got him to do Fireball.
Yes, you did.
Did 2 of them. I think you did 2 Fireballs.
Really?
Yeah, it was our 10-year anniversary of our show, and we were at a bar. They were damn good. And I'm like, really? He did 3. But we had a driver. It was fun. My lovely bride.
If I'm on the golf course and we bring birdie juice, okay,
it's Fireball.
Okay, everybody takes the shot except me. I take about a quarter of the shot because if I took the whole shot, I'm down on the green right then.
That's great.
Did you ask Jimmy on a date?
No, I said I would not. I said I would not do a date night. I would not do a bottle night. I just like to see 2 drinks in him and just see what comes out.
Me as well. I'd like
just
to be
to
included.
see what he would talk about. Because we just found out sober he's talking about the Wienermobile. So imagine him having a couple cocktails at all. Yeah. My last story, IHOP and Applebee's are now owned by the same parent company. And there's some talk that they may go IHOPBees or Apple Hop as the name. But right now, Applebee's and IHOP are the same company. I thought that was kind of
just leave them the same.
Yeah.
IHOP is pancakes, breakfast, burgers. Applebee's, you got the ribs, the queso, the cheese dip. Leave them alone. Don't combine them whatsoever.
Yeah, I guess a sleep expert now says that drinking coffee the minute that you wake up is not a good idea.
What?
And that you should wait several hours until your hormone levels aren't as high.
My hormones are always high.
No way.
Oh, whatever. No.
It's a complete crap.
I just drink a bottle of water before I drink my coffee. Drink a bottle of water, and then go to the coffee. I'm not waiting several hours for coffee.
Man, I'm right to the coffee right away.
Absolutely. Right there to it.
Yeah.
Get the blood flow going.
And finally, as we get into our sports bar gossip, a new survey, the average person says, and you guys can fill in the blank, that they value their daily chores at blank a day. So this is someone like you're doing cleaning, you're doing some errands, you're cooking. You remember we all, you did that as a kid.
Right.
I don't think these kids these days, they don't do chores. They just don't, right?
Mom and dad are there for them.
So what do you think the daily chores is at per day?
For the kids or for us? The kids or us?
What are they getting? What's the cost?
Oh.
You mean like an allowance?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd say maybe it's now if they do them, get them all done all week long, it's probably
this is per day.
Per day, I'll say $5 per day.
I'll say 10.
Jax,
15.
Okay. Shoe.
Yeah, you guys are not
even
counting inflation
close.
here.
Yeah,
Inflation
not at all.
Consider, and I'm not trying to be political, but inflation. Let's go with $50.
What? The average person says the value is $134.
Get the hell out of here.
Yep.
I'm kicking my kid in the ass.
Think about that. That's almost $2,000 per 2 week pay period.
No way.
Because chores they don't stop on the weekends, right? I mean, that's like $50,000 a year.
Oh man, go mow the yard.
I had my son doing chores every day of the week. You got room and board.
Yeah,
I'm cooking for you. That's your fee right there.
Yeah,
and you'll like it. You'll get nothing, and
you'll like it.
Coming up, we're going to catch up with Cards beat writer Howard Ball. Got him. We're going to talk about some major cuts. The Cardinals did make some noise today. Not a lot of noise, but I'm wondering if this is going to be an active offseason for them. You got a general manager and head coach going into year 2. There's some comfort. There's a comfort zone they're in now to start making moves. I think that survey doesn't help the free agency.
No,
I agree with that.
You know these players are looking at that.
Well, year 2, you got to see some progress. You got to definitely. I mean, Michael Bidwell didn't give Steve Wilkes much time, only a year. So Monty Ossenfort and Jonathan Gannon, they got to make some progress. They got to be on 4 wins.
7 games enough for you? They win 7?
I think they got to push to about 8 games if they're going to make that. If they're going to truly what Michael Bidwell wants to see, and we'll see with Monty Ossenfort where his weight and gold is with that.
I think, we looked at, I think when the schedule came out, we all kind of looked at the numbers. I still have it like 4 wins, maybe 5. They got a tough schedule.
Okay, so is that going to suffice for Michael Bidwell if it's only 5? How many mulligans you get? The first year, I get it. Second, if you're not making at least 3 or 4 more games,
that would put him at 7.
I know Kyler Murray has the big contract, but is this Kyler Murray's last year to prove to this organization that he's worth?
I think that's a real possibility now that you reference that. And if he has a down year, I would bet then that they would be looking to make a move.
And I also think that if Harrison is there and they don't take him, no, hear me out.
Okay.
If Monty basically says, all right, I'm going to trade down like he did last year. I think we all were encouraged by the balls he had to do that last year. And if he did that again this year, it passes on Harrison, but they get 2 picks, 3 picks, 4 picks more. Do you applaud him on that? Well, or you go back a year. In a year, we can say why did he do
how
that?
far he trades down, and if he can get one of those other premier wide receivers.
Yeah, because there are a few of them in this
There
draft.
are some really good wide receivers in this
Harrison's
draft.
getting all the publicity.
I think to that point, and if I'm going to trade down, I'm getting at least a offensive lineman and an receiver with
There you go.
I think you have to.
I think to your point too, 6 Giants, 8 Falcons, and then you got the teams like the Vikings, Saints, and Raiders. But that might be too low, all the way down to 12, 14 if you're Monty. But we have seen them go up.
You better have, if you're going to trade down, you better have a couple of dogs that you're going to pick if you're going to do
I agree with that.
We'll have a conversation next. Balzer, HBalzer721 is his X handle, and he's always great to join us on Thursdays at 3:30. So that's next, right here on Fox Sports 910.
Clear. What's trending on Fox Sports 910 Phoenix?
Diamondbacks are on the field against the Rangers in today's Cactus League game. MLB's spring breakout rosters are set. The Diamondbacks and the Rockies' top prospects go against each other on the 16th. The Suns continue their playoff push in tonight's game at home against Toronto. The Coyotes skate against the Wild with Karola Vemelka in goal. It's road games for the Arizona men's basketball teams. 5th-ranked U of A plays UCLA, and ASU will go to USC. I'm Dan Gutowski on Fox Sports 910, available everywhere on the free iHeartRadio app.
This is the Parker & Sons Weather Center. For all your AC, plumbing, and electric needs, call Parker.
Look for mostly clear skies tonight with temperatures in the low 50s. And then Thursday, a 30% chance for rain with a high of 67 degrees. For the Fox and Weather experts, I'm Anita Roman.
This report is sponsored by Staples Stores. Staples Print Big Sale means the more you print, the more you save. Get $20 off your print purchase of $100 or more, $50 off your print purchase of $200 or more, and $100 off your print purchase of $300 or more. Offer ends 4/6. See staples.com/print for details. Print more, save more at Staples.
Twin Peaks is the best in the game. Here, you're in the red zone for every college rivalry and divisional matchup all season long. On game day, you never have to decide which teams to watch. Only what combination of bites, burgers, wings, and more to order. Plus, where else are your favorite draft beers always poured at a frozen 29 degrees? Only at Twin Peaks, the #1 sports bar.
Get wings the way you want them. Try Twin Peaks wings, bone-in breaded, naked, smoked and grilled, or boneless in your favorite sauce or rub.
Hey, it's Gross. Join me, Bauer, and Jackson every Saturday from 11 to 1 live from the Sportsbook at the CAZ Sports Bar at Casino, Arizona for Take the Points. Powered by the Sportsbook at CAZ Sports Bar.
Rock for RightToyota.com. At Right Toyota, they'd like you to get to know them. Their goal is to make buying your next vehicle the kind of experience that earns your recommendation to family and friends. They invite you to use all of their innovative web tools on RightToyota.com. So if you're looking for a new or pre-owned Toyota, head to their interactive website at RightToyota.com. The right price, the right selection, all at RightToyota.com.
In the fast lane of life, your fuel should keep up. Time to check out G2G protein bars, your ultimate grab-and-go meal replacement. Whether it's a workday, gym session, or navigating daily chaos, G2G has got you covered. Find them now at your local Costco in the refrigerated section, or explore all 8 fantastic flavors at G2GBar.com. Great tasting and packed with protein, so keep pace with life in the fast lane with G2G protein bars.
When it comes to men getting a vasectomy, you want to ensure you go to the experts. So call Purely Vasectomies. Purely Vasectomies. They're easy, comfortable, and convenient. They have single appointment options with a same-day consultation and vasectomy. Plus, there are 3 Valley locations. Their experienced specialists take the time to answer all your questions. They offer sedation to keep you comfortable, and most men can return to work next day. Call Purely Vasectomies at 844-NO-SPERM.
Upper Crust Pizza and Patio Wine Bar on the southeast corner of Cave Creek and the 101. Happy hour 7 days a week, 4 to 7, with $5.50 house wines and well drinks, $4.75 drafts, plus tons of food specials. Upper Crust Pizza and Patio Wine Bar.
It's a mystery where Old Spice finds its amazing scents like Himalayan sea salt, but I'm thrilled they have, because no other body wash exfoliates and moisturizes 24/7 like Old Spice Gentleman's Himalayan sea salt body wash. Now, if only there was a mountain range separating the Indian subcontinent from the Tibetan plateau where I could hide my Old Spice and keep my family from stealing it, my impossibly smooth skin will finally be safe.
Thanks for calling Discover. This is Gabby.
Hey, Gabby. It's Jennifer Coolidge. Hi. I'm so glad I reached you at 2 a.m.
Oh, of course. Anyone with a Discover card can call and talk to a real person 24/7. Now, how can I help?
Yeah, I used my Discover card to buy these yellow pleather pajamas, and I'm just not sure I'm pulling them off.
24/7 U.S.-based customer service. It pays to Discover. Limitations apply. Learn more at discover.com/credit card.
Just like in basketball, a successful game plan starts with having the right players. The MVP team at Tractor Supply brings both hustle and heart. That's what really sets them apart. So lace up your sneakers and make winning plays by heading to your local Tractor Supply store today.
He's been covering the National Football League for close to 50 years. A longtime NFL writer, broadcaster, and Hall of Fame voter, Howard Balzer. Now on Roc and Manuch with Jimmy on Fox Sports 910.
Now with Cards Wire, USA Today. Howard Balzer now on Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B. So when are we going to see you on the USA Today? You got how many stories, or what's the best time to catch you on there?
Well, the one thing about this website, this gig, is that there's a lot more stories in quantity than at my previous stop.
Okay.
So starting last Friday, I've already had 6 stories up in the last week, and just sent one in just moments ago that will be up later, shortly, on Hollywood Brown and his contract situation. So looking forward to it. A lot of more quick reactions to things, and I don't know if it's good or bad, guys, but you'll be able to read more of me in terms of the number of stories than before.
No, I think we love it. Absolutely love it. You've been in the business so long, and you've been such great content for us. Let's talk about Marquise Hollywood Brown. He's scheduled to hit the free agency market next week. Do you think there'll be a lot of action on him?
On one level, and this is what I just wrote, actually, I said there probably shouldn't be. But we also know how free agency works in the NFL, and whoever happens to be near the top of the available players at a position are going to get overpaid a lot of times. And with what's happened in the last week, with Mike Evans re-signing with Tampa Bay, with T. Higgins and Michael Pittman getting franchise tags, all of a sudden, 3 of the clearly higher paid guys have been taken out of it, and all those guys are making at least $20 million a year. Certainly, Hollywood Brown's I don't think is worth that. But let's remember, a couple of years ago, we saw Christian Kirk get a 4-year contract at $18 million a year. So it's really unknown. A lot of people think there's going to be a huge market for him because there's not that many really top-level receivers available. Of course, the flip side is he's missed 8 games over the last 2 seasons, and the injuries obviously affected him. He's only averaged, 10.9 yards per reception in his 2 seasons with the Cardinals. I know he would like to be here, but I don't think the Cardinals are going to make him a huge offer. I think now, if there's not any big offers for him, I think it would make sense to come back to the Cardinals on, let's say, a 1-year deal worth, whatever, around $13 million, which he made last year. Stay healthy, prove it, and then you really could hit the big time next year. But once again, like I said, you just never know what other teams are going to offer, and we'll start finding that out at 9 a.m. on Monday, when the free agent negotiating period begins and the league year starts on Wednesday.
Yeah, it's interesting. You do look at his stats. He missed 3 games, but he's got very pedestrian numbers, as you alluded to there, Howard. Only 51 receptions, had about 100 targets plus or minus. But I don't think we've seen the impact, the home run hitter per se. He's been more of a line drive hitter, more so than the Suns expected, I would believe. Than the Cardinals.
No, I think that's true. And I think part of it, realistically, let's look at that. He's played 26 games with the Cardinals, and only 12 have been with Kyler Murray at quarterback. And a couple of those were late last season when he was grinding through that foot injury. Probably shouldn't have played, but he wanted to get out there and play and give it a go. And a couple of those games, he played in the first half and then didn't even get a snap in the second half because of the injury. So we really haven't seen the full effect of what it could be with Hollywood Brown and Kyler Murray at the same time together for long stretches of time. So, that's why it'll be interesting to see if there is a lot of interest around the league, what teams those are, what their quarterback situations are, and see how it all plays out. And we'll know pretty quickly, because once that league year begins, by the end of the next week, it's slowed down tremendously, with most of the big contracts being handed out very quickly in the first few days.
Howard, before you came on the show, we had a Kyler Murray discussion, and the discussion basically was, how do the Cardinals perform in this upcoming season? Do they need to win 7 games at least to show that they have moved in the right direction? And also, Kyler Murray, if he does not play well and is in most of the games throughout the season, would he then become tradable by this team?
Well, if he doesn't play well, then I wonder how tradable he would be.
That's fair.
And that's the big question with it. And then the other part of it, if he doesn't play well, what are the reasons for that? What does the team, excuse me, what does the team look like around him? I think you could make the case for looking at last season and saying and it wasn't true, obviously, but if Kyler Murray had been there all year, they probably would have won 7 or 8 games.
3.
I don't think that's a stretch to believe that could have been possible. So I think the team will be better. Obviously, staying healthy is paramount for him and be available all season. But like I said, it's also about who's he throwing to, and if Hollywood Brown isn't there, who will it be? Will it be a Marvin Harrison? Will it be someone else they'll get in the draft? But there's no doubt that they have to upgrade the talent around him. Certainly having Trey McBride, for the full year as a key part of that offense will be a big plus. So this offense should be better. I don't think there's any doubt about it, and we should see appreciable improvement. And so it's hard to always put how many number of games is that, because you just have to really judge on how games go and what happened in those games, and if you lost, why did you lose? I mean, what the heck? They might not be in position to get Marvin Harrison in this draft if Matt Prater had kicked the field goal at the end of the Seattle game, and they had won a game that was right there for them, to win. So there's so many factors that go into it. But like I said, I expect this team to be better, but a key will be how they improve, the offense around him.
Now, my last one, they did a lot of defensive secondary guys cut. You had Brown signed in Chicago for like $1 gazillion. I mean, hell, the Buffalo Bills cut their entire secondary the other day. Looking at all of the defensive backs being released, big bucks, do you believe that Monty Ossenfort and his staff have got some eyes on some of those guys to add? Obviously not at the market price those guys may want, but is there going to be some kind of inkling toward looking at all these guys that are above that are now free on the market?
Yeah, I think they'll look and evaluate everyone, whether they're going to become free agents next week or whether they were cut by other teams. And you always have to be a little careful there because a lot of guys who have been cut by other teams, they expect another payday. A lot of times they're up there in years, and you don't want to start getting – I mean, you like to have experience on your roster.
One.
But it sure looks like what this team's main goal is just continuing to build through the draft and get as many young players in that come in and compete. So I think my sense is they'll be a little more active. Well, they were active last year in free agency, but nobody got more than a 1 or 2 year contract. So I think they might go after maybe a couple of targets who are younger players, more in the 24, 25-year-old range than the 29, 30-year-old range, and try to improve the team that way in addition to what they're able to add in the draft. So what their approach is next week, I think, is going to be very intriguing to see, and to see what they come up with in this, when it all begins, when it all starts going crazy on Monday, because we'll start, even though the league year doesn't start till Wednesday, we'll start hearing about contract agreements very early on Monday and going into the next 2 days. They can't sign officially until, Wednesday afternoon, but you can reach agreements. And we're going to see a whole lot of that when that negotiating period starts on Monday morning.
Great stuff as always. Congrats again on Cards Wire at the USA Today. Awesome stuff. The more stories you can write, the better for us. So
yes,
thank you so much. Have a great weekend, Howard. You got it. And you can also follow him on Twitter, XHBalzer721. The weather's a little nicer now. At least we're out here in Glendale. It was raining like crazy. Cats and dogs, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Is that a dad joke? Cats and dogs?
No, it was a gully washer.
Gully washer? Yeah. Okay, never heard that. But that's
You've never heard gully washer, Ron?
No.
Oh, my goodness.
It's a gully washer.
So it's all in the gully?
Yeah.
It's just a gully washer.
Where
The gully fills up.
Fills up and it comes down.
Don't we live in a basin?
Well, if you're driving the 202 and some idiot flies by you at 90 miles an hour and you come up over the hill and you see that he has wrecked his truck into a semi, well, he should have been doing about 45 with the gully washer that was going on.
He ended up in the gully.
Wow. Learned a lot.
Yeah.
What's on tap is coming up next. A recap on the call question today, which did tremendous. I mean, we spent so much time on it today because it was such a great question. So we'll have the results of the two people that voted, which is just Manuch and his wife are the only two people that voted
You'd be
today.
surprised how many people voted right.
Yeah, there's like
quite a few.
7.
11 to 90.
More Roc and Manuch next.
It is time for
Clear.
Steve Covino.
Yeah.
Rich Davis. Perfect. This is Covino and Rich.
I'm coaching girls softball over the weekend. It was opening day. All of a sudden, I'm like, I grab my neck and I feel me grabbing the bee. I felt it under my hand and then I'm like, oh! And I felt a stinging in my neck. The funniest thing is one of the other dads happened to be recording his daughter. So I have on video me being like, oh!
Covino and Rich. This afternoon at 4. Listen to Fox Sports 910 anywhere on the free iHeartRadio app.
Valley traffic from the Valley Toyota Dealers Traffic Center.
You will find a wreck on 10 westbound near University Drive, and that'll slow you back to Elliott. A crash northbound 202 South Mountain Freeway near Van Buren. A wreck on northbound 17 near 7th Avenue, and a collision with injuries on Bethany Home east of 19th Avenue.
This report is sponsored by Staples Stores. Staples Print Big Sale means the more you print, the more you save. Get $20 off your print purchase of $100 or more, $50 off your print purchase of $200 or more, and $100 off your print purchase of $300 or more. Offer ends 4/6. See staples.com/print for details. Print more, save more at Staples.
Arena Sports Grill in Scottsdale on Bell Road is your home for pool, poker, and trivia. And now, the new Huss Brewing Company's Roc and Manuch Lager. Stop by today and experience top sports viewing, off-track betting, and ice-cold Roc and Manuch Lager drafts.
When you use your electric vehicle in autopilot or self-driving mode, accidents can still happen. Whether you're considered at fault or not, you may still have a claim. Lerner & Rowe has a dedicated team skilled in this new science. We are the first law firm in America with the ability to review the proprietary software and hold electric vehicle manufacturers responsible. If you or a loved one were injured in an electric vehicle accident, call Lerner & Rowe today.
Lerner & Rowe is the way to go. Call 977-1900.
If you haven't tried G2G protein bars, today is the day. Find them in your local Costco's refrigerated section or online at g2gbar.com. Incredible taste and packed with protein. They are perfect for your on-the-go lifestyle. Check them out today.
What's up, guys? Jason Payne, owner of State 48 Roofing. You can find me on Instagram and Facebook. Hashtag sexy roof status. At State 48 Roofing, we are family owned and operated, born and raised in Arizona. We'd love to give back to our schools and community. Contact us at state48roofing.com.
There's something that binds us all. The constant hunger to improve. The obsession with every detail. And the reward of a custom fitting taking your game to a whole new level. We're all bound by 2 words said by golfers worldwide. Schedule your fitting at Vans Golf Shops. Find your local store at worldwidegolf.com. Get there.
Looking for a change in your career? All City Towing is searching for motivated teammates to join their team. Current openings now available in customer service, tow truck operators, yard management, facilities maintenance, and dispatch. Apply online at allcitytowing.com/careers or call 480-833-7278.
Hey, this is Kelly Cooper. Are you ready for the ultimate sports experience? Look no further than BKD's Backyard Joint. At BKD's, we're not just a sports bar. We're the destination for the best food, drinks, and sports experience in the Valley. Located at the corner of Pecos and McQueen and Chandler, get ready to score big on fun and flavor. Only at BKD's Backyard Joint, where every day is game day. Check us out online at bkdsbackyard.com. That's bkdsbackyard.com.
Hey there, it's Mountain Man Jen. It's tournament time. Get ready for buzzer beaters and busted brackets. And to make your tournament more enjoyable, well, Cox Mobile is offering a chance to win a $2,000 gift card to host your own watch party. Cox Mobile, the smart way to mobile. Pay for what you need, from a single gig to unlimited. Go to iHeart.com/Cox Bracket to register for your chance to win. That's at iHeart.com/Cox Bracket to register. No purchase necessary. Must be 18 or older to win. See iHeart.com/Cox Bracket for complete details.
Taco Bell just dropped the new Cravings Value Menu. Now you can get 10 items for $3 or less, which means you can get the food you want for the price you want. It's almost like you can have your cake and eat it too. But in this case, it's a double-stacked taco from the new Cravings Value Menu. So basically, you can have your double-stacked taco and eat it too, which is a lot crunchier than cake. The new Cravings Value Menu is here. Get it at Taco Bell today. At participating U.S. Taco Bell locations while supplies last. Contact store for price and participation which vary. Tax extra.
It's Thursday, and the guys are live at Twin Peaks Glendale, located at 95th Avenue in Glendale. The Drive with Jody Ayler, now in mornings. Tomorrow from 6 to 10 on Fox Sports 9.
Let's get to what's on tap, brought to you by the Roc and Manuch Lager and Amber, located currently at Upper Crust and Phoenix, Arena Sports Grill in Scottsdale, and BKD's Backyard Grill in Chandler. They have the Amber. Arena's getting the Amber, so they're going to switch from the Lager to the Amber. And then the sports bar, the CAZ Sports Bar in Casino, Arizona, our home on Monday. Today, Raptors and Suns coming up 7 o'clock on the Arizona Family Sports Network. Same time, the Minnesota Wild is in town on Channel 61, Cox 95. That's a 7 o'clock game. 7:30 from L.A., Arizona and UCLA. They have not won at Poly Pavilion since 2017, that being the Cats. That's a nationally televised game with Richard Jefferson and Dave Pasch. That game will tip off at 7:30. And then a little later, with the 1 hour time difference, it's 9 o'clock here, Arizona State and USC on FS1. Our State 48 Roofing, it's your call question of the day. All timer.
Well, let me explain why I got this. Here's the question, folks. At their prime, you go to @Roc and Manuch on Twitter, at their prime, who would be your favorite to win the NBA horse competition if it was still around? Would it be Pistol Pete Maravich, Michael Jordan, Steph Curry, or LeBron James?
No-brainer.
So I don't know if I'm more confused about the question or his selections.
Well, Pistol Pete.
It's Steph Curry, hands down.
Wait, time out. Because Manuch said, let me explain. Yes. I just read the question. So can I get an explanation?
Yeah, there is. So everybody's making this big deal out there about Caitlin Clark being the all-time leading scorer for men's and women's basketball. So I'm like, number one, that's a joke. It should be she's number one scorer for women, and not overall, and for men. So I'm sitting there going, you know what? I'm going to go back. So last night I'm going to look at the greatness of one Pistol Pete Maravich. So I YouTube some of his stuff, and I'm looking at him and some of the moves and some of the things, the shooting. He's phenomenal, folks. So that's an absolute joke. Number one, he didn't have the 3-point line. Didn't have a smaller basketball. He averaged 42-some points per game.
44.
Yeah, and he didn't play his freshman year.
Right.
So I'm sitting there going, it's an absolute joke to put that out there. So I'm sitting there, I'm getting to YouTube, and all of a sudden I see the horse competition with one Pistol Pete and George Iceman Gervin.
Thanks, Shu.
Yeah, going through that whole thing. So anyways, from that stand, I go, all right, that'd be fun, a little slow.
Thanks,
so
Shu.
I put it out there. So, but in the lead right now.
Could have just said late night. I was watching the horse competition.
That has nothing to do with the argument about Caitlin Clark and Pistol. Like the horse competition's never come up. You just you know what? Dartboard today.
Yes.
Was this at 3 a.m. or 4 a.m.?
No, it does.
Dartboard today. That's the new line. We're just going to use that.
Yeah, the greatness, the skills of Pistol Pete versus a Caitlin Clark.
Steph Curry, hands down.
No, how can you argue that? No,
not in the horse competition. He is the best shooter in this game.
That is correct.
A horse, you're shooting.
No, not necessarily.
You're doing trick shots.
Okay, and you don't think
he has
Steph Curry?
But if you watch Pistol, Pistol has some.
You go back and watch some of his horse competition.
Yeah,
George Gervin, a great shooter, got beat in this one.
If Steph could just shoot jumpers from one end of the court to the other,
I get that.
Everybody's going to lose.
Yeah. Well, what were your thoughts about Michael Jordan and LeBron? Obviously, some of the greatest players of all time. But if you're talking about a horse competition, and you're talking about how the greatest shooter of all time is Steph Curry, and how Pete Maravich was a great shooter, how do Michael Jordan and LeBron compete against them?
Because it is shooter, trick shots, behind the back, flip it off the backboard. I mean, there's all.
They all can do that.
Well, okay, but if they miss, you miss and you get the lead. Whoever's got that lead,
we don't know who's first. Well, if you would have said that, Steph's first, that changes everything.
Well, here and if you miss, if you got to compete with it, like in this instance, George Gervin missed his shot, so all of a sudden Pistol Pete took advantage of it and beat him because Gervin could not make the last shot. So, and all that being said, 52.6% like Pistol Pete. Steph Curry, 36.8% support.
What does that have to do with Caitlin Clark? That's
I'm just a great guy.
Let's be nice. Come on. I mean, we've been tough on Manuch.
No.
It's midnight when he.
You can bring it.
It's a bad poll question. It's a bad poll question.
to you guys, but to me,
last night at 1 a.m., you loved it. I mean, like, this is going to get so many hits.
This dude, and it did get to quite a few hits. So people, not a lot going on besides, the Toronto's in town. ASU's going to get smoked. They'll beat UCLA.
How many wines did you have last night while you were watching?
You know what? I didn't have a bottle night. I did not have a glass, no. I would not be in my office at 1 o'clock in the morning if it was bottle night. You know what I'm talking about. So, Pistol Pete, just the whole thing just irked me. I just want to go back and see the greatness so people could go, oh, Pistol Pete's winning this. Let me go back and take a look at how great this guy was.
So tomorrow, I have what do you call not load management, but I'm on assignment. I need to get some Diamondback FaceTime
time.
Yeah, so it's you, Jackson, shoot tomorrow.
Okay, we're ready to go.
Well, the first poll question is going to be who could win the par 3 contest at the Masters? It's going to be Jack Nicklaus, Arnold Palmer, Tiger, Rory McIlroy.
And Scotty Scheffler. Put it down, Chew. If you feel froggy, leap. Go ahead.
Hey, if I had if it was my poll question,
there's a dad joke right there.
That is a bad dad joke.
Terrible. Or you can make like a tree and leaf.
Even worse.
Yep. Or make like a
Let me stick to the dad joke.
Or make like a banana.
2:45 every.
Make like a banana split.
Stop by your head, Manuch.
Is he a head?
Sponsorship, Manuch. We're trying to get a sponsor.
Yeah.
Don't ruin it.
I'm trying to get you to just eat the G2G protein bars.
Hey, at least I drove the Oscar Mayer Wienermobile.
Yeah, we learned a lot today. Yeah. Like one of those, most radio shows. What did I learn today? Well, today we learned that you have a gift. You can drive the Oscar Mayer Wienermobile. Thanks to Glendale Twin Peaks, the NASCAR fans out here.